Welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse today for today's doubleheader. We've got the Iowa Central Tritons versus the Iowa Lakers. Today's starters for the Lakers, we've got Brianna Wendland, Sharice Smith, Tyler Pitcaio, Bethany Resch, and Sapphire Coleman.
And for Iowa Central, they'll start number 4, Mardasia Cross, 12, Annie Cummings, 20, Jordan Ingbrecht, 22, Aaliyah Hall, and 34, Isabel West. And West has been on fire in the last few games, 22 against Marshalltown, and in the last 6, she's been in double figures, had 27, a career high against Little Priest here at Hodges back on January 15th. Dawson, today the Tritons looking to continue momentum. They've won 5 of their last 6, 4-1 in the last 5 in conference play. And also they've got a little bit of revenge on their mind from a loss back on December 4th at Iowa Lakes. So a lot of motivating factors here, and we'll see if that kind of gives the Tritons a little bit of an edge and a little bit of an energy coming out of the gate here today.
Yeah, they definitely looked good their last game against Marshalltown. And Cross needs to have a good game today.
Yeah, Cross is an important factor because of her ability to be able to get to the rim and get in the lane, create for others and herself. And when she does that, it opens things up for Isabel West and Aaliyah Hall, and it also opens up your shooters like Annie Cummins and Jordan Ingbrecht on the perimeter.
Yeah, she's averaging 7.6 rebounds per game as well. And Iowa Lakes wins the tip, passes it over to Wendland, goes up for the layup, misses it. They get the offensive rebound, misses it again. Iowa Central with the rebound. Cummings dribbling it up the court, pass it over to Cross. Cross over to Hull. Over to Cummings in the corner. Cummings back to Cross. Cross with the shot.
Traveled with it there. Kind of put her foot down and changed pivot feet on the hop step there. Easy call for the official, but I do like the aggressiveness for Cross in the early going.
All right, Iowa Lakes dribbling up the court. Bethany Resch passes it over to Sapphire Coleman. Sapphire Coleman passing it out. Brandon Wedland in the corner. Loses the ball.
Good hands.
And that'll be a turnover, Iowa Central ball.
Good hands by Cross there to help on defense, get a hand in there and poke that ball away, and it went off the leg there of the Iowa Lakes player. And so Triton's going to get it on the turnover. Good D there.
All righty, we've got Cummings dribbling up the court. She passes it over to Cummings. Good pass inside over to
Aaliyah Hall with the bucket there. Triton strike first here. And an easy travel call. Sapphire Coleman from Denver, Colorado. Looked like she was from Texas with the two-step there without dribbling. And that's going to give it back to the Tritons.
Annie Coleman's dribbling it up the court right now. Pass it over to Engbrecht.
And
another travel.
It's happy feet here in the afternoon for both teams on this Saturday. Cross with 2 turnovers now. She's going to have to settle in here as the game goes along.
Ooh for 3. And just off the rim. Aaliyah Hull with the rebound. And she loses it. Another turnover. And Aaliyah Hull with the foul. They'll go to the free throw line.
And that's 3 Triton turnovers here in a minute and 45. So they're going to have to value the basketball here. It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, if they want to keep up with their win streak, they're definitely going to need to hold on to the ball.
Aaliyah Hull picks up the foul. That's the first team foul against the Tritons. 2 shots here for Coleman. Gets the bounce on the first one there. Coleman a young lady who's a 5'11 sophomore out of Denver and having a good season for Iowa Lakes. Knocks down both.
Cummings dribbling it up the court. She'll pass it over to Cross. Cross looking for Engbrecht. Engbrecht with the shot, and just off the rim.
Good offensive rebound by Aaliyah Hall. Good activity on the glass.
And Cummings with the aggressive move. Pass it over to West. Cummings with the three. Oh, and it's good.
Good two-person game there between Cummings and West, but it was Aaliyah Hall's activity on the glass that made that possible.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed about Iowa Central. They're pretty aggressive on the offensive
rebounds. The offensive boards, they sure are. That's been a big key to this win streak.
Aaliyah Hall with another rebound. Cummings passes it to Cross. Almost gets another turnover. Cross collects it. Cross misses the layup. Aaliyah Hall with Isabel West with another offensive board and gets fouled.
Good job attacking the glass there from the Tritons. They're all Windex team here, Dawson. They're cleaning the glass. Got a sub into the game here for Iowa Lakes. Why don't you tell me who that is there, Dawson?
Brianna Wedland came out for...
Looks like Shanice Vaughn, number 12 for Iowa Lakes in the ball game. And the first free throw good for Isabel West.
And she makes the second free throw.
We've
got another substitution. Looks like Amani Holly Jones in for Bethany Resch. Iowa Lakes looking to get the shot, and layup just misses out.
A good move by Pacheco there to get to the hole. Just couldn't get it to go.
Cummings with a nice move there. Pass it over to Engbrecht. Engbrecht down to hole. Just out of bounds and another turnover. Iowa Central definitely needs to look to start keeping their possessions, not turn the ball over as much.
Well, out to a 7-2 lead, but you think you cut down some of the turnovers and that lead would be extended at this point.
Definitely. A nice pass out to the corner, another pass up for the three. Ooh, just off the glass. Crossing another rebound, dribbles it up the court. Another quick turnover. Iowa Lakes dribbling down the ball. 2-on-1. Quick, easy layup for Iowa Lakes. 7-4.
Destiny Broussard finishes that one, and that was good defense there by Cherise Smith that started that break.
Annie Cummins looking to set up a play. Pass it out to West. West back to Cummings. Over to Engbrecht for the three. And air ball. Over into the corner.
Good D there by Isabel West to cut off the drive.
West passing it out to Cummings. Cummings over to Engbrecht. West Cummings for the three and just off the rim.
Another offensive board for the Tritons. Aaliyah Hall again. That's the third time tonight she's had the offensive glass.
Engbrecht looking down, dribbling into the post. A quick, easy layup, and just off the rim.
Got to make that bunny around the rim there.
Iowa Lakes dribbling up the court. Ooh, fouled hard on the layup. She'll go to the line.
Cherise Smith, number 14. She's the leading scorer for Iowa Lakes. She goes to the line, averaging about 11 a game, and also a pretty good outside shooter. One of the few good outside shooters from a high percentage at least that they've had on the season.
Yeah, she's shooting 33% from the three-point line, and as she's at the free throw line, she's shooting 72% in conference games. So she makes the first one here. That'll bump up the percentage a little bit. And she makes the second one as well. All right, we've got Brianna Wendland in for Cherie Smith for Iowa Lakes.
5 on the floor for the Tritons. Cummings, Cross, Ingbrecht, Kibrana Collins now in there for the first time today, number 50, and 34, Isabel West.
Cummings passes out to Engbrecht. Engbrecht over to Cross. Cross with the pump fake. Gets it down to Collins. And
got a player shaking up on the floor there for Iowa Lakes.
Looks like that's Brianna O'Donnell.
O'Donnell down there. She's a 6'2 sophomore, number 45, out of Richfield, Minnesota, and they'll come out and tend to her. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I know that it looked like she took a little bit of a shot there from Collins as Collins was trying to get the post position in there, but I don't know if there was anything further than her just taking kind of the shot in the face there. So they'll check her out, and we certainly hope it's nothing serious.
Yeah, she gets up now. She'll be getting checked out by the trainers, and as you said, hopefully it's nothing serious and she can get back to the game.
And they'll replace her with number 20, Tasia Hayden, a 5'7 sophomore out of Minneapolis.
Good pass over to Collins, and shot clock violation.
Tritons couldn't find a shot. They were looking for Collins, but good help defensively by Iowa Lakes.
We'll say that's Iowa Central's tribute to Kobe. Brianna Wedland looking to make something happen. Passes it over to Bethany Resch. Cross almost with a quick turnover, but gets it out of bounds. And we've got Isabel Weston for the Tritons. She replaces
Ingbrecht.
Yeah, Jordan Ingbrecht.
24, Monty Holly Jones in for the first time today as well for Iowa Lakes.
Ooh, deep three. And it's good.
Bethany Reese with a big three there. She shot that one from over off of Central Avenue, way downtown Fort Dodge there.
Leah Hull with the shot. A little too much power on it. Brianna Wedland dribbling. We've got a 3-on-2. And block and foul, Leah Hull.
And Iowa Lakes now is taking the lead at 9-7 as they're on a 5-0 run here to get that lead. Just over 3 minutes to play, 3:12 here in the first quarter.
Quick turnover by the Tritons. Engbrecht dribbling it up. Quick pass out to West and foul. Cherie Smith down. Or not Cherie Smith, I'm sorry. Tasia Hayden down, but she quickly gets up.
See who they get the foul on. They're going to get it on number 20, Hayden.
Cherie Smith and Sapphire Coleman check into the game for Bethany Resch and Destiny Broussard. West misses the first one, in and out. And she makes the second one. Sheree Smith passes it out to Holly Jones. Holly Jones for three. And just off the rim. Wedlin with the rebound. Back out to Sheree Smith.
Tritons in a 2-3 zone defense now.
Wedlin with a nice pass out to three. Hayden for three, misses just off the rim. Cross with the rebound.
They've got numbers if they hurry here.
Oh, sees West at the last minute. West makes a nice move. Just misses the layup. Sheree Smith dribbling up the court. Iowa Central got the numbers. Good pass out and turnover Iowa Lakes. Iowa Central ball.
Good job to get back defensively in transition D by the Tritons there and cause that turnover as they were looking for Coleman underneath.
Iowa Central will look to take the lead here on this possession. West passes back out to Cross. Cross over to Cummings in the corner. Back over to Cross. Cross to Embrecht for three. And just off the rim. Sheree Smith with the rebound, dribbling up the court. Sheree Smith with the layup. And it's good.
Coast to coast for Smith there.
Cross got the ball in the corner. She passes it over to West. West passes back out to Cummings. Cummings back over to West. Cummings passes it, or West passes it across, back to West. West in the post. Over to Cross. Cross with the layup. And just off the rim. West with a nice offensive board. Shoot misses. Oh, another rebound. 2 offensive rebounds for Iowa Central there, and they get 2.
Good job, Cabrina Collins and Isabel West working the glass. You know, we talk about their offensive rebounding prowess for Iowa Central, and it's been on display here.
Yeah, they've definitely got the numbers on the offensive rebound side. Engbrecht almost gets the steal. Wide open three, and she makes it.
Coach is upset there, lack of defensive rotation at the top, at the guard position there on that zone defense.
Yeah, Coach Halley definitely not happy with his defense there as they give up a wide open three. Cross looking to make something happen, dribbles it down the court, doesn't find anything, passes out to West, passes out to Engbrecht. Engbrecht passes it to Cross. Cummings looking to make something happen right now. Passes to Engbrecht in the corner. Engbrecht making a move in the post, just off the glass. And another shot clock violation, Tritons.
Iowa Lakes has been locked in pretty good defensively in the half court, and really Iowa Central's best offense has been a missed shot here today, so they're going to have to get something going in the half court set here.
Yeah, Iowa Lakes started the game down 7-2, and after that they pretty much locked down defense, and Iowa Central is going to have to figure out a way to do something other than get second chance points. 5 seconds left on the first quarter game clock. And just misses Iowa Lakes just misses the buzzer beater as we'll end the first quarter with the score 10-14 Iowa Lakes.
And you know, it was Iowa Lakes going on a run there, as you mentioned. It was 7-2, and now 14-10, so a 12-3 run for Iowa Lakes to close the first quarter here. And they've kind of settled in, kind of found their rhythm a little bit, at least on the defensive end. They've been able to kind of lock it down here and kind of force Iowa Central into having to work for everything they get and really work late in the shot clock, and that's why we've seen a couple of shot clock violations already here today, and that's something that's uncharacteristic for Iowa Central.
Yeah, you don't see that too often for Iowa Central at all. They are a pretty good offensive team. They definitely get the ball up and hitting the rim long before 24 seconds. So Iowa Lake's doing a good job here, locking down defense, and we'll see if Iowa Central can figure out a way to get some wide open looks and hopefully make a run of their own in the second quarter.
I'd like to see if Iowa Central maybe tries to go a little ball screen roll kind of game with Cross and maybe West there to see if you can't get something between those two going and get something free off of ball screen action.
Yeah, West screening for Cross would probably open up a lot of looks. His Cross is a pretty aggressive guard. All right, and start the second quarter. We've got Engbrecht.
Walk.
Oh, another turnover for the Tritons.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious there. Jordan planted one foot and then used the other. Pretty easy walk call for the official.
Cherie Smith will dribble it up the court. She passes it over to Shanice Vaughn. Vaughn over to Wendland. Wendland for the three, and just off the rim. Engbrecht's gonna bring it up the court, and good transition defense by Iowa Lakes to shut down the fast break.
They've got a little bit of a mismatch size-wise here. With West being guarded by smaller player Tyler Pacheco. Let's see if they try to go to it. They switched off now, but she still has a mismatch.
Engbrecht over to West. West with the shot and just off the glass. Iowa Lakes with the fast break. Passes it into the post.
Good block.
Very good block. And quick foul. Brianna Wendland will go to the free throw line.
Good initial block there by Collins, but a good job for Iowa Lakes there by Wendland to stay with it, and going to go to the line for two here. Leah Hall's going to check back in. Collins will have a seat.
Wendland makes the first one. She's shooting 64% from the free throw line this year.
5-point Iowa Lakes advantage here. Lakers' largest lead of the day.
And she will make the second one as well.
And just as I say that, they extend the lead to 6, the largest lead of the day.
Cross, make an aggressive move in the post, and she will walk.
Tritons are really out of sync offensively here between the turnovers. They're just kind of bogged down in the offense in the half court. They need to get something going, move the ball here, get some different action going, see if they can free something up, and maybe try to get something going in transition so that Iowa Lakes can't set up defensively.
Yeah, they're doing a good job defensively to kind of like stay in the game, but other than that, they really aren't doing too much on the offensive side, so they're going to have to get something going on offense to bring themselves back in it.
That was a nice up and under move by Coleman on the other end for Iowa Lakes. Just missed on it.
Engbrecht for the wide open three look and just off the rim. A little too much power on that one.
Got to stop the ball. Nobody does.
Leah Hull got there with a little bit of defense at the end, but other than that, it was kind of a pretty easy layup for her as she makes that one.
Shanice Vaughn gets the layup. That's twice that we've seen Iowa Lakes take the ball coast to coast in that situation, and you know that'll drive a coach crazy because you always teach to stop the ball in transition, make that player give the ball up here. So some issues there in stopping the ball in transition. Let's see if the Tritons correct that.
West with the look, and just off the rim, she gets her own offensive rebound, passes it over to Cross with the look in the post, and that is good.
Nice hop step move by Mardesia. Good offensive activity on the glass again by Isabel West.
Iowa Lakes looking to make something happen here in the post, and good defense by Aaliyah Hull there. Engbrecht with the good transition and offense, and she gets fouled. She'll head to the free throw line.
And there you see the Tritons getting out in transition a little bit. I think that's going to be a big key, to push the ball anytime you can. That way Iowa Lakes can't set up in the half-court defense, because when they've been able to set up defensively in the half-court, they've been pretty effective.
Yeah, they'll definitely be able to get back in this if they can get more fast break looks. Engbrecht in and out on the first free throw. She'll miss that one.
For Iowa Lakes, Brianna O'Donnell back in the game, number 45, 6'2" senior out of Richfield, Minnesota. And we see earlier we saw that she went out, taking that shot, so she's back in.
Good to see her back in the game as Engbrecht makes the second free throw, and Brianna Wedland will come out of the game for
Holly Jones, I believe.
Yes, it is Holly Jones. Sheree Smith dribbling up the court, looking to make something happen. Pass it into the post and misses the layup.
There's a good screen there by Holly Jones, though, to get to look for O'Donnell.
West passes it back out to Hull. Hull over to Cummings for the wide open three. Just off the front rim, and she'll miss that one. 2-on-1 in the post, and Iowa Lakes cannot capitalize. Aaliyah Hull with the defensive rebound. Passes it over to West. West will dribble out the court.
Well, this is going to be an interesting set for Iowa Central here to have West with the ball bringing it up.
And we have a foul on Sheree Smith. We have some substitutions for Iowa Lakes. Or actually, no, we have a timeout for Iowa Central.
It'll be a 30-second timeout. That foul against Smith, her first, team second here, but a pretty clean game for the most part in terms of that. But both teams have turned it over probably more than they want to turn it over here in the early going, especially the Tritons. We'll see if kind of that settles in. You know, sometimes in an early afternoon game setting like this, sometimes you could be a little out of sync. The energy in the building's not the same as it would be, you know, a night game or something of that nature. So you could start kind of sluggish in those situations. We'll see if that kind of works itself out as time goes on in the ball game.
Yeah, they definitely need to limit their turnovers and, as you said earlier, get a few more fast break opportunities to kind of narrow this gap. Right now they're down 18-13 with 6:30 left in the first half.
And with this personnel group and no true point guard on the floor.
Good defense there by Iowa Lakes to not let them get any second chance points there after Iowa Central got yet another offensive rebound. Sheree Smith with the cross. Good layup look and just off the rim. Isabel West with the rebound. Pass it to Cummings. Cummings back out to West. West looking to make something happen. Looks like she's playing a little bit of point guard last few plays. She passed it over to Cummings. Cummings gets it over to Hull.
We're trying to go high-low with Hull and Collins here.
West will make a move in the post. She gets blocked. Gets another offensive rebound. Collins with the shot. Misses. Engbeck with another offensive rebound and gets the second chance points this time.
And that's really, again, I'll say that's kind of kept
Tritons
in.
Almost a turnover there by Aaliyah Hull. Lakers will get the ball back with a shot, and they'll get another offensive rebound there.
Oh, good hands.
Good hands there by Isabel West to grab the turnover. Engbeck grabs the ball, dribbles it up the court, pass it over to West. West going to look to Cummings. Cummings going to pass it over to West. West passes back out to Cummings. She passes back to West. Cummings gets it to Hull. Hull gets it to Collins in the post. Almost loses it. And just in and out. Misses the look. Holly Jones with the three. Just off the front rim. Good speed there by Sheree Smith to grab the offensive rebound. And she gets fouled in the post. She will head to the free throw line.
And, you know, something we have to keep our eye on that may be a major factor in this game is the depth issues for Iowa Central. Iowa Lakes is playing a lot of players. They played 9 players already in the first half. Iowa Central has only played 6 here, and it's because of the injuries, you know, key injuries to Justice Crooks and Araya Stewart that have limited their rotation here. So that could be a problem here as the game goes on.
Yeah, Iowa Central is a little bit of an injury plague this year, but they've done well the last few games.
Absolutely.
To push through it. So
the job that they've done considering has been amazing.
Iowa Lakes gets an offensive rebound there and gets some second chance points for themselves there.
Sapphire Coleman on the putback there.
Iowa Central looking to make something happen. West gets the easy look in the post, and she will capitalize. Isabel West with the easy layup there. Makes that a 5-point game. Iowa Lake's looking to make something happen here. Gets a nice
Good
layup
block.
looks, but gets blocked by West. They get the offensive rebound. And another walk.
Mardesia Cross back in here. Mardesia well rested, been on the bench for a few minutes here, so we'll see if she's able to take advantage of that here. Number 40, J.C. Stevenson into the game for the first time for the Tritons here tonight.
Cross looking to make something happen. Pass it to Collins. Collins passing to Stevenson. And another shot clock. A travel. One ref calls travel, one ref calls shot clock violation. Not sure what the actual call was.
Either way, it's a turnover.
Yes. Either way, Iowa Central loses the ball.
Trying to get it inside to Stevenson, who's fresh off the bench in there, 6'2". Post player is J.C. Stevenson, a freshman out of Des Moines there, and they're trying to go inside when they can. The problem is the Tritons haven't knocked down a lot of outside shots, so Iowa Lakes is bunching inside, giving a lot of help out of that man-to-man, and they're able to do that because the Tritons haven't been able to open things up from the outside.
Yeah, it's making it pretty easy for Iowa Lake's defense there. They really just got a bunch 3 deep in the post and really just
if you're Iowa Lakes, your message would be, hey, if we'll block out and keep them to one shot, like you think about what the lead would be if you take away the Iowa Central putbacks here. There's 17 points, 10 of them been putbacks. So Iowa Central's been kind of fortunate in that regard, and they've worked hard on the offensive glass, but the half-court offense has struggled here in the early going. Five on the floor for the Tritons. Going to be Hull, Cummings, Cross, Stevenson, and Collins. And Tritons, I think, going to be in a 1-2-2 zone here. They will be. They'll be in a 1-2-2 zone defense to start out here. So a defensive change here. We'll see if that plays a factor.
They get a
good call by the official.
Offense foul, push off.
Good call there. Coleman definitely used that off arm to push off of Collins. So, in my opinion, the officials don't call the off arm push off enough. So
not at
I
all.
like that call.
Coleman looking to make something happen. She passes it over to Cummings.
Stevenson's got a mismatch underneath against Pacheco if they can get it to her.
Another turnover. I'm not sure what they called there.
They're going to call an offensive foul, I think. Okay, no, they're going to call it a walk.
Okay.
The official on the baseline had an offensive foul against Hull, and the official outside here on the sideline had a walk, so they'll decide on a walk here. That 1-2-2 zone again here for the Tritons.
Left with a wide open 3, and she misses just off the rim. Cummings gets the board. She'll dribble it up the court, hoping to find Cross, but Brianna Woodland had pretty good defense there to lock it up.
Good job by the Iowa Lakes to get back.
That was a good pass there, get it to West, and they will call a walk. Iowa Central's got to limit those turnovers if they want to get back in this. About 2.5 left here in the first half.
Trailing 21-17. In my mind, the Tritons are a little bit fortunate to just be down 4 at this point in the ball game with the issues they've had with turnovers.
Yeah, with how many turnovers they had, if you just looked at the turnovers, you'd think this was a blowout. But Iowa Central doing a good job to keep themselves in it. And a foul on Cross. And that will be Tasia Hayden going to the free throw line for 2.
Tasia Hayden, a 5'7" sophomore out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. You know, you look at another thing about Iowa Lakes, a lot of sophomores on that roster, just 2 freshmen on the roster, whereas Iowa Central here is kind of the total opposite. Just 3-4 sophomores actually on the roster, and one of them being Justice Crooks, who, you know, they haven't had the services of her due to the injury. 1 out of 2 for Hayden from the line there.
Yeah, Iowa Lake's going to have to do a good job of recruiting this year if they want to bring back some wins for next year. I mean, it's kind of tough when a bad pass there, quick turnover, but it's kind of tough when you only have 2 or 3 freshmen. And Iowa Central almost gets another turnover there, but they get it back, and they miss the second chance opportunity. Iowa Central gets the rebound back. Cummings will dribble it up the court.
Let's see if I can get some space for Mardasia Cross. Let's see if we can get her going here.
Yeah, they need to start opening up screens for her, get her some good looks. She's an aggressive guard, and she'll definitely take advantage of some open looks. Either get it to the post or make some quick shots. Cummings going to get it down to the post. She passed over to Hull. Hull with a quick shot to beat the shot clock, and it's good. We've got a 2-point game here, or a 3-point game, excuse me.
That was a good job by Hull making herself available there, moving to an open spot as the dribbler was driving to the paint there.
Good job of being aware of the shot clock, too.
Yeah.
Iowa Lake's doing a good job passing here, gets to the post, and she would just miss it. They do get an offensive rebound, though, and they will cash in on those second chance points.
They didn't quite cut off the baseline there against Coleman. I'm going to go high-low with Hull.
And she would just miss, but that looked like it was off Iowa Lakes. They'll call it on Iowa.
There was a collision down here, too, going for the loose ball between Cross and Smith.
Sheree Smith kind of went flying into the padding. Hopefully she'll be okay after that one. She's limping a little bit. Sheree Smith is a sophomore out of Fort Dodge, so this offense could be lethal if they had her on the offense.
Fort Dodge Senior High product, former Dodger. Now Amani Holly Jones will check in for her.
20 seconds left in the half. Let's see if they hold the ball or if they look to get some points quick. And Isabel West with a really good job getting the turnover there, as Iowa Central will have a chance to score quick before the half and make this close game. Enbrick almost turns it over, and it'll be out on the Lakers. She steps out of bounds. There's 1.7 seconds left in the half.
And Iowa Central actually kind of catching a break there. Otherwise, that's a live ball turnover and a chance in transition.
Comes with the half-court shot, and it's just in and out. That would have cut this to a 2-point game at halftime. Very interesting shot there, but yeah, almost another live ball turnover there at the end of the half, and they really need to limit the turnovers if they want to pull themselves back into this game.
Well, the one fortunate thing you could say is most of the turnovers have been dead ball turnovers, walks and shot clock violations and stuff. So that's, better than a live ball turnover. But I'm sure Coach is going to address that here and try to address their half-court offense here in terms of getting in a little bit of rhythm and moving the ball. They've kind of been stagnant on the offensive end, so we'll see if they're able to make those adjustments. A lot of game left, though, and only trailing by 5. Honestly, if I'm Iowa Central, I feel pretty good about the fact that, I didn't play nowhere near my A game in the first half, and I'm only trailing by 5 at the half.
I completely agree. It's just a 5-point deficit, and I'm not sure exactly what the turnover ratio is, but I'm pretty sure Iowa Central's leading it by a good margin over Iowa Lakes. So to keep this to a 5-point game, I'm definitely feeling pretty happy from Coach Helly and the Tritons.
And I'm sure he's going to say keep offensive rebounding, because that's where you want to create possession. So anytime you turn the ball over, that's the time that you're losing possession, right? anytime you get an offensive rebound, you've created an extra possession. In the modern era of basketball, possessions, if I have more possessions than my opponent, there's a good chance that I'm going to win the ball game, right? So they're wanting to create those extra possessions that they've been able to with the offensive boards, but because of the turnovers, kind of negate that. So they want to try to build on that here, kind of cut down the turnover margin and continue the offensive rebound and see where you're at. You know, a lot of college staffs now keep a stat of possessions per game and extra possessions. You know, those extra possessions on the offensive board, and then when you turn it over, you know, that goes against you there. So there's a lot of emphasis in the college game now about creating extra possessions, and the Tritons needing to try to focus in on that here in the second half. Otherwise, they've played a pretty good game. I mean, defensively, to give up 24 in the first half, you got to be pretty happy about that. You know, you just have to get your offense going. And, you know, for Iowa Lakes, they've been really good in the half-court defense. And, you know, you would say, and I even said this earlier, to try to push the pace a little bit if you're the Tritons and get in transition. And, you know, I believe that would help them some, obviously, here to try to beat Iowa Lakes down the floor, not let them set up. But it's a double-edged sword because the Tritons are thin now, just dressing out 8 players here today because of injuries, and really only going to the bench really 6 deep. They went 7, but it was sparingly to go to J.C. Stevenson.
Yep.
So, you know, that's a double-edged sword because if you're going to push the pace, you're going to have to go to your bench here. So I don't know which one. You got to kind of pick your poison here, I think, going forward.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Iowa Central. They, you saw at one point Iowa Lakes had 9. At one point they were playing 9 people, and Iowa Central only dressed 8. So they're definitely, I mean,
can be at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
that's
they're
one
at
of
a
those
disadvantage in this game for sure, and they're still in this game, so I feel they have a good chance of coming back in this one.
Well, that's one of those where you got to just basically rely on, you know, the fact that you've been playing games now for 2 months. You should be in game shape by now. Nobody should be out of shape at this point in the season. But you also have to rely on just mental toughness and just determination here in the second half to say, you know, at the point of that where I'm fatigued and I'm tired, I've still got to continue to dig deep. And look, you know, I used to tell my players in my time as a coach, look, you've got a half of basketball left. After that, you got the rest of the weekend off. So let's go out here and leave it all out here. I know you're tired. I know you're beat up. But let's go out here, leave it all out here, and dig deep, because I think sometimes if you continue to do that, you continue to dig deep, you'll be shocked at how deep you can go and what you actually have inside. And I think that's what Coach is probably preaching here in the halftime locker room here to try to get his team kind of energized for this second half here.
Yeah, I think they will come out pretty energized for the most part. They're going to look to get a quick couple points, hopefully limit fast. They want fast break opportunities so that they're not letting Iowa Lakes get 3 deep like they have been in the post and just
just basically help in the paint the whole time.
Iowa Lakes basically saying, like, shoot the 3. We're letting you either burn us with it or beat us.
And that's the thing is the Tritons could use to knock down some shots here to kind of loosen that defense up a little bit too here in the second half.
If they start hitting some 3s, it'll show Iowa Lakes that they can't just put 3 deep in the post, and it'll open up some more offensive plays for probably Cross can get some more because they won't have so many people deep. And she's a good aggressive point guard, but she does have a height disadvantage. So it's tough when there's a bunch of bigger girls in the post guarding there.
Take a look here at the scoring in the first half. First for the Tritons, they've got a total of 19. Leading the way, Isabel West with 5, Aaliyah Hall with 4. Mardesia Cross just 2 here in the first half. She's been saddled with 2 fouls. Annie Cummins with 3 here on today, and 2 for Cabrana Collins. Over for Iowa Lakes, they've got a total of 24 here at the half. Leading the way is Cherie Smith for them. Smith has 8 points here on today. Tasia Hayden with 1, 2 for Shanice Vaughn, 2 for Brianna Wedland 3 for Beth Reese, 4 for Destiny Broussard, and 4 for Coleman. Smith averages 11, and she's got 8 here, so well on her way to her average. Let's take a break here. We'll come back in a few minutes, get you set here for the second half of action. At halftime, the Triton women trailing 24-19 to Iowa Lakes. This is the Triton Nation Network.
Welcome back for the second half of your women's basketball game. The first half of the doubleheader today, we've got your Iowa Central Tritons versus the Iowa Lakes Lakers. The score in the first half was 24-19, with the Lakers having the advantage.
Hey, you know, the Lakers kind of took over after a 7-2 start for the Tritons. The Lakers had that run at the end of the first quarter that was a 12-3 run to go up 14-10, and then now in the second quarter outscored the Titans 10-9 to take a 5-point advantage. And the Titans going to have the ball first here as we come out of halftime, so it'll be interesting to see. Actually, Iowa Lake's going to have the ball first. My bad there. So it'll be interesting to see if the Tritons can get a stop here and if they can get going offensively here in the second half of play.
The 5 on the floor for the Tritons are Cross, Cummings, Engbrecht, Hull, and West.
Good D by Cross.
Oh, they call an offensive foul?
No, they called a jump there as Cross made the block and caused the jump ball. Good defensive play for Mardesia Cross, and the Tritons going to get the ball.
Engbrecht gets it into Cummings. Cummings passes it back out to Engbrecht. Engbrecht will look to make something happen here. She passes it over to Cross. Cross gets it to West at the top of the key. Pass it over to Cummings. Cummings gets it to Engbrecht. Engbrecht's looking to make a move. Pass it to Cross. She gets it out to West in the corner. Cummings passes to West. West with the look. She gets blocked.
Good hands there on the strip by Iowa Lakes.
Lakers looking to make something happen here on offense. They get it down to the post, and they'll call a walk.
Tritons have done a good job on Coleman here today. Coleman with just 4 points here, and you know she came in averaging over 10 on the season.
Yeah, they've done a good job limiting her on the offensive side. Cummings passes it over to Cross. Cross will look. She'll get it out to West at the top of the key. West gets it over to Cummings. Cummings passes it back to Engbrecht. Engbrecht passes to Cross.
No.
And they'll call a foul on Brianna Wedland.
Wedman doesn't like the call, neither does the Iowa Lakes coach there. They thought that Mardesia threw the elbow a little bit.
Cummings goes flying on the play. Look
a
at
lot of contact off of that screen coming out of the inbound.
Cummings gets it to West there. West will pass it out to Engbrecht in the corner. She makes a move, gets herself a wide open layup, and puts a little too much power on it as she loses the ball. And they'll call a foul on Iowa Central. Shree Smith dribbling up the court.
Foul goes on Isabel West for the Tritons, her first.
Bethany Resch passes it to Coleman. Coleman out to Smith. Smith for 3, and it is good.
You got to be out there on Smith. She's the one dangerous outside shooter that they have, and now she's also got double figures in the ball game now as Iowa Lakes takes their biggest lead of the game at 8 points.
Yeah, that 3 makes it a 27-19 game with 8 minutes left here in the third quarter. Cross gets the ball. She makes look something happen. Makes a good move. Oh, and Cummings moves a little too early, and they will turn the ball over.
A little miscommunication there between Cross and Cummings.
Tritons have been doing a good job, relatively good job, limiting the turnovers besides that one so far early in the second half. Smith gets the ball to Coleman. Coleman gets it out to Resch. Resch for the 3, and it is good off the glass. The banks are open on Saturdays.
Saturday banking hours for rest there from downtown. And there's going to be a timeout for the Tritons, and they needed that there. It's a 6-0 run to open the half for Iowa Lakes, and you could feel the momentum starting to get away from the Tritons here. They're going to have to answer the call coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, they're definitely guarding. They're doing a little what Iowa Lakes was doing in the last half. They're kind of pushing a little bit in the post, and Iowa Lakes is making them pay for it by getting up some nice threes and making it a 30-19 game with 7:30 left in the third.
So we'll see if Iowa Central's going to respond here. Kind of come out here and answer the call and kind of respond to the adversity and try to get a bucket, break this 6-0 run here that Iowa Lakes is on.
Yeah, they're pushing their biggest lead. It's up to an 11-point lead, so Iowa Central is going to have to look to cut into that a little bit. Cummings passes over to Engbrecht. Engbrecht passes across the top of the key, passes to West over in the corner. West to Engbrecht. Engbrecht over to Cummings. Cummings gets to the cross, doing a nice job of passing here. Across to West. West with a nice look in the layup, and just off the glass and no good. She does almost get the steal, but Iowa Lakes will maintain possession.
That was good help defensively by
Smith with
Coleman.
a good pass to Wedland. Wedland with a nice layup, and they'll get the and one as she'll go to the line, and that makes it a 32-19 game.
A good pass there to get the ball to Wedland in transition, but I like the defense on the help rotation there by Coleman's what caused the miss by West. West had beaten her player off the dribble. Coleman slides over to help and causes that missed shot, so that was good help there.
Brianna Collins checks into the game here for Aaliyah Hull, as Brianna Wedland will capitalize on her and one possession to make this a 33-19 game with 7 minutes to go in the third. Cross with an aggressive move in the post as she gets swatted, but Iowa Central will maintain possession though.
Coleman told her about it too after the block there too. Coleman fired up.
Iowa Lakes playing with a lot of energy here in the second half. Iowa Central going to need to do something to stop that. West with a nice pass to Cummings on the inbound. West looked to make the three but decided not to with rush in her face. Cummings passed it out to Engbrecht. Engbrecht looked to pass it to Collins. Wasn't really sure. Collins with the air ball, and that'll be I guess that'll be out on Iowa Central. Iowa Lake ball. Smith dribbling it up the court here. She gets it out to Wenlin. Wenlin with a move past Engbrecht, and she will make the layup. Brianna Wenlin is having a pretty nice second half here so far.
She's off to a good start here. She's got 7 in the game, 5 of them coming here in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter.
Cummings with a nice move into the post, as that'll just go off the front rim. Cross tries getting the rebound but won't get it, as there's a 2-on-1 for Iowa Lakes. Passes to Resch. Resch will make the layup, and they will make this a 37-19 game. Iowa Lakes on their biggest lead of the game, 18 points, as Iowa Central will call the timeout to slow down some momentum.
And it's a 13-0 Iowa Lakes run here in the first 4 minutes and 9 seconds of the third quarter, coming out of the halftime locker room. And now they've kind of blown this game open a little bit and put some distance between themselves and Iowa Central. And, you've got 2 choices if you're Iowa Central here at this point. You can, A, roll over, go through the motions the rest of the way, get beat by 30 on your home floor and be done with it. You could, B, come out and fight back, play hard to the end, play hard to the whistle. So let's see if they're able to kind of respond here. I know Coach is over there. He's grabbing for everything he can to try to get some sort of answer out of his team coming out of the timeout. .551 left now in the third quarter, and Iowa Lakes has come out like a house on fire, as they say here in this second half. And you can see they're energized, playing with a lot of confidence right now, a little extra pep in their step. And Iowa Central, kind of the opposite of that. They're going to have to find some answers here.
Yeah, Iowa Central is not playing defense like they were in that first half. They're letting a lot of wide open looks at the lane and 3 open, so they're going to have to
the
get back into what they were doing.
Defense
Yes.
has been an issue here. And, you know, that could be a myriad of things. Could be part of the fatigue of really only playing 6 players in this game as well.
Yeah, a lot of their players might be starting to get tired. Cross gets it out to Engbrecht. Engbrecht gets it to Cummings. Smith playing pretty good defense on Cummings. Cummings gets to Engbrecht, and Engbrecht will get fouled going to the lane. She'll go to the line for 2.
Engbrecht going to go to the line here and shoot 2. See if they can cut into the lead here. See if they can squelch this 13-0 run here.
Shanice Vaughn checks in for Brianna Wendland here. Engbrecht will make the first of 2.
And that's the first point of the second half for the Tritons here.
Engbrecht.
5:33 left, so 4:27 gone in the third quarter. Engbrecht makes the second one.
Iowa Central cuts this to a 16-point lead. 37-21 here, and Smith with another and one for the Lakers. She makes the layup and will go to the line. Or another and one opportunity, I should say.
And Smith's having a good ball game here in this one. She's got 13, looking for 14. Her average is just around 11, so having an above average day for her in terms of scoring as Aaliyah Hall comes in for Cabrana Collins.
And she will cash in on the and one opportunity and makes this a 19-point game, 40-21 with 5:15 left in this third quarter.
Largest lead of the day for Iowa Lakes.
Cummings gets the ball. She passes it over to Cross. Cross passes to West. West looks to make a move. Doesn't find anything. Gets it out to Engbrecht. Engbrecht passes to West. West with 3. And just off the front of the rim. Smith with the rebound. She will dribble it up the court. She passes it over. She passes to Vaughn. Vaughn with the missed layup. And Cummings gets it out to West. West with the move. Doesn't find anything. Continuing to look. And she gets fouled. She will go to the line for 2.
Pretty good hesitation dribble move there by West. And Smith made a really nice pass to Vaughn. Vaughn just couldn't finish there on that transition, but a beautiful read by Smith.
Destiny Broussard and Tasia Hayden checking in.
And Amani Holly-Jones as well. They're resting the starters here at this point. Going to play that second unit using that depth. We talked about how that depth has been an advantage for Iowa Lakes, and you see it in action here.
West makes the first of 2. And she'll make the second one as well. Here's where Iowa Central hopes to capitalize on Iowa Lakes taking out their starters and maybe dig into the 17-point lead a little bit. Amani Holly-Jones will drill it up. She'll pass it out to Hayden. Hayden passes it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell back out to Hayden. Hayden for the shot and just out. Cummings with the rebound, and they'll call a jump ball.
Broussard got in there and caused the jump ball. Destiny Broussard for Iowa Lakes. She is a young lady out of Houston, Texas, played at Cy-Fair High School. And I spent several years down there, so a program I'm familiar with.
Annie Cummings with the steal there. Quick hands. She'll pass it over to West, as West will dribble up the court looking to make something happen. She gets over to Engbrecht. Leah Hull kind of looking like she had a little opening there. Didn't get it to her. West out for 3, and it is good. 26-40 with 4 minutes left here in the third quarter as they are cutting down to the lead a little bit.
Isabel West in double figures for the 9th game in a row now for her. And we'll see if she's able to kind of shoulder the load offensively here in the second half.
She's definitely played well here the second half. Hayden here making a move into the lane, and good move just off the front of the side of the rim now. Engbrecht with the move. She'll go to the lane and get fouled. She will go to the free throw line for 2. Engbrecht shooting 65% from the free throw line this year, or 62%, my bad.
And the Tritons on a 5-0 run of their own here to answer that 13-0 run for Iowa Lakes here. So Tritons fighting back a little.
Sheree Smith and Sapphire Coleman check back into the game. Engbrecht misses the first one. And she'll cash in on the second one as she'll make this a 13-point game. Sheree Smith passes it over to Coleman. Coleman passes it to Jones. Jones gets it back out to Smith. And a good post move, just misses though. Iowa Central grabbed the rebound, pass it. Hull will pass it to Cummings. Cummings dribbling up the court. Cummings passes it to Cross. Cross gets it to West. West back over to Cross. Cross looks to get it to Cummings. West with the look, doesn't take it. Back out to Cross. And West
Good
saves
job
the turnover.
by West.
And she will go to the free throw line for 2. Very good job there by West by running over and grabbing that ball because it was very close to being a turnover.
That, it's a critical juncture to turn the ball over, try to come back like this and on a little bit of a run. She saw that was really a 50-50 ball that she just went and got, and now she's going to go to the line. Aaliyah Hall going to come back in. Cabrera Collins going to take a seat here.
I believe Brianna Wedlin and Bethany Resch checked in for the Iowa Lakes.
They did as well. So they're working the starters back in now. 4 of the starters in for Iowa Lakes with Monty Holly Jones off the bench in there as well.
And West will miss the second. They get it into Wedlin. Wedlin will miss the shot. Cummings with the rebound as she dribbles it up the court.
Tritons can cut it to single digits here.
Engbrecht with the 3, and it is good. 40-31 game here with 2 minutes left in the third as they will push this to a 9-point lead.
What a big shot by Jordan Engbrecht.
Coleman with the post move. Cummings leaves her girl open, but Wedlin can't capitalize, and
now
Iowa
they got
Central
numbers
ball.
if they'll look here. Got to come to the ball, though.
There you go. Gets it out to West. West gets it to Cross.
Cross being guarded by Smith, their best player.
Cummings gets it out to Engbrecht. Engbrecht will get it back out to Cross. Cross with the good
Oh,
look,
yeah.
and what a move.
Hard step to the basket on the hop step.
7-point
Love
game
that
here.
move.
Sheree Smith with another move, but Cross doing a good job to poke that one away. West poked it away a little bit, but Iowa Lakes will maintain possession. Sheree Smith looking to make something happen here. Shreese with a good pass over to Resch, and Resch just couldn't corral it as it'll go off her hands, hit her feet, and go out of bounds as Iowa Central will grab possession. And I believe we have a timeout.
And we do. Iowa Central now clawing their way back in the ball game after being down as many as 18 points. They're on a run now here and answered Iowa Lakes' run. The Iowa Lakes run to open the second half was 13-0. So that put the Tritons down 37-19. Since then, they've come back and they've run off now a 14-3 run to answer that. So Tritons right back in the thick of this thing. If your coach here, you tell them, hey, keep chipping away. You can't get it all back at one time. So one possession at a time is how you got back in it. That's how you're going to continue on that momentum and be able to take it. And you got plenty of time, still a quarter left. So you want to execute, though, because these are critical possessions at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, you definitely got to make sure you're not trying to do too much at one time. Slowly get yourself back in the game as they've been doing and close this one away towards the end of the game. They still have a good amount of time. They have 11 minutes here to close this one out and make this from an 18-point deficit to hopefully a win.
Yeah. How about it? Just when you thought the Tritons were dead in the water, here they come, and we've got an interesting ball game. Now, the problem sometimes becomes, especially with a short bench, that you have to expend so much energy to come back down 18, 20 points like they have. Will they have enough gas in the tank here? We'll find out.
Cummings will inbound it over to West. West will get it out to Embrecht. Embrecht passes to Cross. Cross gets it to Cummings in the corner, but it is just a little bit too high of a pass, and it's off Cross's hands out of bounds. That will be a turnover and Iowa Lakes ball. Smith dribbling up the court after the inbounds from Rush. She gets it out to Wedland. Cummings trips up a little bit. Wedland with the look to Coleman, and there will be a foul. Coleman has the free throw line for 2.
The officials being very liberal with the 3 seconds in the lane there. Coleman never moved out of the paint. She using the lane as a parking lot here in the second half and going to the line as a result of it. Misses the first one to Sapphire Coleman.
Yeah, Sapphire shooting 65% from the free throw line in conference games this year. Misses the first one. See if she can. And there she does. She makes the second one.
She's got 5 on the day. They've done a good job of keeping her at bay here. She's averaging a little over 10 a game coming in.
Yeah, we've got 41-33 game here with 30 seconds left. Iowa Central with the ball out, cross out to West. West just out. Smith looking to make something happen with the fast break here. Dribbles it up. Doesn't really find much. We'll bring it back and look to make something else happen. Smith over to Rush. Rush gets it back out to Smith.
Good
Cross
D
with
by
good
Cross.
hands. And a good play by Bethany.
Brianna.
I can't get her name right. I don't know why.
Well, we know it starts
Wedland.
with a B. Wedland.
Yes.
We'll just call her Wedland. Tremendous
Yes.
shot off the glass. Saturday banking hours here. And, as good as Iowa Central did on that run, and they cut it to 7, misexecution, the inability to execute at the end of the third quarter hurt them now, and they're trailing by 10.
Yeah, it was a 7-point game, and they, after that timeout from Iowa Lakes, they just kind of didn't really look like the team they were during that run, and it's now 43-33 with a quarter to go. So let's see if they can kind of get back in this and make this a game.
It's one of those deals where, they mis-executed and turned the ball over, and Iowa Lakes was able to score there. But, plenty of time, just a 10-point lead here. You got 10 minutes, and you got a 30-second shot clock, so it's not like they could really milk that much clock out of it. So you got plenty of time. The keys are going to be value the basketball here in the fourth quarter. Value the basketball and dig in, take pride on the defensive end, because you're going to have to get stops. Those are going to be the 2 keys here in the fourth.
Yeah, we'll see if they can lock down those, limit turnovers completely, and just stop them on defense, close this gap. Cummings will inbound across here. This Cross is looking to make something happen. She makes a nice move here. Passes it to Cummings. Cummings at the top of the key and just off the front of the rim.
Good rebound, Isabel West.
Very good rebound by Isabel West, and they will call it Iowa Central ball off on. They're calling it off on Wedland. Isabel West looking to inbound. And there'll be a 5-second call as she did not see Ani Cummings over in the corner.
Yeah, that play was slow developing, too, on the inbound. They were looking for something off that screen action that never developed.
Smith with a fast look, and she gets it out to the corner, and that would just miss off the rim. Smith does grab the rebound, though, passes it to Coleman. Coleman will make a move in the post as she looked like got swatted, but they will call it a foul on Aaliyah Hull, and Sapphire Coleman will head to the free throw line for 2.
Collins is going to come in here. Hull's going to check out. The only thing that I'd really take issue with on the call there is that the official here in front of us, in front of the booth here on the sideline, made that call when that play was on the baseline. And then that kind of, as a former coach, nothing irks a coach more than anything for a guy to make a call kind of out of his area like that.
Yeah, it's like a third base coach or third base umpire saying it was a foul ball over on first base.
That is kind of a good analogy.
And she will make the free throw there as she will push this to a 12-point lead as it is 45-33 with 9.5 to go here in the game.
And this may be the most important possession of the game for the Tritons.
Engbrecht making the move here as she couldn't get anything to go. Over to Cummings in the corner and just off the front of the rim.
Tritons just can't get anything to go from the perimeter here in the second half.
Wedlin using her speed, beautiful pass over in the corner, and they will capitalize. Sapphire Coleman makes the layup to push this to a 14-point game.
Sharice Smith has leading all scorers, game high 16 here thus far. And the lead now 14, danger time for the Tritons here.
Oh, wide open look for Engbrecht, and she does cash it in. 11-point game, 47-36 here.
Tritons just 2 of 7 from three-point range since midway in the third quarter. They needed that one, and Isabel West with a bone crusher screen to get Engbrecht open.
Wide open. Oh, good play there by Cross to shut that one down in the post as Cummings will dribble it up the court, looking to make something happen. Cummings passes to West. West telling Cross to go down. Engbrecht for the three. Oh, just off the front of the rim, but they do grab the offensive rebound. Collins there with the rebound. She'll pass it out to West. West over to Cross. Cross with the move. Pass it to Cummings. Good defense. Off the rim. Wedlin with the rebound. She will dribble it up, uses her speed, and she gets fouled by Engbrecht.
I'd like to see Cummings use the ball fake a little bit. We have not seen her use it one time here today, and I'd like to see her use that, maybe use the ball fake, get them up in the air, take a dribble, and then step into the shot.
Yeah, that one looked like a good time to use it, too. That girl pretty much seemed like
was flying through the air already.
So you kind of pump fake a little bit, you'll give yourself a good chance to get open there. And we've got
Hayden back in the game for Iowa Lakes here.
And quick two for Iowa Lakes there as they'll make this a 13-point game now.
Wedlin's got 11, 9 of them here in the second half.
Over to Engbrecht in the corner as Collins is backing down rush in the post. Engbrecht to Collins. Collins with the shot and just off the back of the rim. A little too much power as Iowa Lakes grabs the rebound. Rush passes it over to Smith. Smith passes it out to Hayden. Over to Smith again. Smith with a pretty open shot, and she does miss. A little just off the rim. Smith goes crashing hard trying to grab that rebound, but collides with Engbrecht, and it goes out of bounds. I believe they call it Iowa Central ball. 30-second timeout here from Iowa Central.
And it's been a Iowa Lakes fourth quarter here as the Tritons had cut into the lead, cut it as low as 7. Just have not been able to get over the hump. And Iowa Lakes has outscored the Tritons here in the early going of the fourth, 6-3 here in the first 2 minutes, 57 seconds here of the fourth. So the Tritons, to me, Dawson, and I could be wrong, but they look like they're starting to run out of gas a little bit here. I mean, we talked about the fact that they've only played, 7 players at all, really 6 only playing any significant minutes. And you've got players that have been on the floor pretty much all day at this point. And we talked about how much energy it takes to try to make a comeback like they have been trying to make here and been pretty successful at. And I think you're starting to see the fatigue set in.
Yeah, and I was wrong. They did call it Iowa Lakes basketball, but you are right. When you're down 18, it takes a lot of effort to get back in it. So, and when you're already down players, it's real tough to maintain that same energy the whole time.
So 1-2-2 zone for the Tritons here off the timeout.
Wedland passed it over to Hayden. Hayden will get it out to the top of the key with Resch. Resch gets it over to Wedland. As she'll get a wide open look to Resch, but it looked like Isabel Weth got a little, like the tip of her finger on that one.
Yeah, it went off of 32 there. Reese on the back side. They were looking for her. She was open, but good job by West to get a hand on it.
Cummings will dribble up the court. She looks to get it across. Cross gets it right back to Cummings. Cummings passes it over to Hull. Hayden's playing pretty good, strong defense on her. Cross makes a good move in the post and just misses off the board.
All right, so here's my issue with that move. It's a good move to the hole, but instead of that backhanded scoop right-hand layup, which is incredibly difficult, you're on the left side, you're facing the bucket, the left hand, just lay it up.
Left hand, or she could have pulled a little jump stop and went up with the right hand on the right side of the basket, but she did try to make it a little.
Because that's just an incredibly difficult finish at the rim.
Brianna Wetland with a nice rebound there. As she slips up a little bit but gets it out. Hayden with the shot and just off the rim there, and Iowa Central basketball. We got 6 minutes left here in the game. Score is 49-36 in favor of the Lakers.
Coleman and Amani Holly-Jones check back in here for Iowa Lakes. 5 on the floor for the Tritons. West, Cummings, Cross, Ingbrecht now back in, and Hall. 5 for Iowa Lakes. Smith, Jones, Coleman, Broussard, and Hayden.
West gets it to Engbrecht. Engbrecht looking to make something happen. She gets the cross over at the top of the key. Cross with the move, gets it to Engbrecht with a good look. She can't get a hold of the ball though. Pass it to Cummings. Cummings gets it back over to Cross. Cross with a move and a shot clock violation as she was not aware of how much time was left on the shot clock.
And Cummings probably should have forced that 3 at the end of the clock instead of making the pass, and that's what Coach is telling her over there on the sideline.
Cross with a good move there to force the jump ball.
Good job by Cross.
It'll maintain Iowa Lakes basketball.
Mardesia Cross has hands like flypaper. She gets a hand on it, she's going to rip toward the ball. Really good on the defensive end here.
Good move there by Engbrecht. Cummings follows it up, but Iowa Lakes will maintain the basketball as they'll miss the shot, but get the offensive rebound. Passes to Holly Jones. Over to Smith. Smith passes back out to Coleman. Smith gets back out to Holly Jones. Holly Jones for the 3 and just off the front of the rim. Hayden does get the offensive board though. Gets the shot up, but does miss. Cross dribbling up the court. They do have numbers, and they will call a foul on Cherie Smith. Foul is on the floor, no free throws.
Wedland back in the game here for Iowa Lakes. Smith's going to have a seat.
West looking to get the ball in here. Is good move out to Cross, and Cross will capitalize on the shot, and she'll go to the free throw line for an and one opportunity here. The score is 49-38 with 4:40 left in the game.
Iowa Lakes still with a double-digit advantage here, 11 points. Cross got a chance to cut it to 10. 4:40 left. Let's see. Tritons are within striking distance. Let's see if they can make one final push here.
And she capitalized on the and one there. Cross 50% free throw shooter on the year.
She got 7 on the game here.
Wedland gets it over to Hayden in the corner. Hayden makes some moves on Cummings. She passes it out to Wedland. Holly Jones decides not to shoot the 3, gets it to Coleman, and Coleman will make the jump shot. As that is now a 12-point game, 51-39. Cummings passes it out to Engbrecht. Engbrecht will get it to West at the top of the key. She decides not to take the shot. Gets it to Cummings. She does pull a little bit of a pump fake there. And gets it out to Engbeck. Engbeck will get it to Hull, and Hull gets fouled. West inbounds it to Engbeck. Engbeck passes it to Cummings. Cummings gets it to West. West passes it back out to Cross at the top of the key. West with the move in, and she gets fouled, and one opportunity. She will go to the line for a free throw.
Good job by Isabel West there to get to the lane. And, you know, anytime that you can attack the bucket here, if you're the Tritons, and draw a foul's a good thing because you can cut into the lead without the clock running here because time slipping away from you.
Wait.
Maybe they didn't. Okay, they did. Okay.
I was confused for a second. I was like, are they going to give her a second free throw?
I think everybody was confused there, even the officials.
Holly Jones dribbles it up as a nice steal by Hull there. Hull gets it to Cross. 9-point game here as they will try to chip into that a little more.
See if they go back to West. They will.
West gets the ball over to Engbeck. Engbeck decides not to shoot, passes to West. West loses the ball a little bit, gets it back, and she's got an open three and just off the front of the rim. Engbeck will save the ball, though, gets it Cummings with the shot, and just out Isabel West, though, with the offensive board, and it will go. As that is a 7-point game now. Timeout, Iowa Lakes. There is 3 minutes left in the game. Let's see if Iowa Central can come back here.
What a job on the offensive glass. The offensive boards have kept them in the game all day long today, and they continue to pound the glass and stay after it. You love the effort here, and with that effort now they've cut it to 7. 3 minutes left, a lot of game left here. Do they have enough here to make one final push? It's going to be interesting. Isabel West having another good game here for the Tritons. 16, as I mentioned, 9 games in a row now. She's been in double figures, and in that stretch had a career-high 27 against Little Priest back on January 15th. Jordan Embrecht also having a good game offensively with 15 here.
Yeah, I think this is where Coach Helly's telling them what you were saying at half, where it's the end of the weekend. Once the clock hits 0, just grind, give everything you got this last 3 minutes and get themselves back in this. So let's see what they can do. Smith is dribbling up the court here. She will pass it out over to Hayden. Rush with the screen. Doesn't really work too effectively. They get it back out to Smith. Smith gets it to Hayden. Hayden with the move inside, and that is good. 9-point game here.
Strong take by Hayden to the rim.
West passes out to Engbeck. Engbeck passes it to Cummings. Cummings is looking to make a move. She passes it to Cross. Cross gets it out to West. West looking to make a move. She gets it to Engbeck. Engbeck with the 3, and it is good. 2.5 minutes here. We've got a 53-47 game. 6-point lead for the Lakers as Smith will dribble up the court, and we have a technical on
they're going to get Coach Kelly for being out of the box, and I can't believe that in this situation.
That's a tough call.
He wasn't hurting anybody in that situation either, and I don't know why they would make that call. I mean, he wasn't far out of the box either. I mean, it wasn't like he was out on the floor or anything like that.
No, and
that's a call that really squelches the momentum here.
Definitely squanders momentum, and if you've noticed, the Iowa Lakes coach has been standing near and on the Dennis Pilcher court sign most of the game.
True.
So if she's not getting teed up, I don't see where they're throwing Coach Helly's technical out there for. But it's the ref's decision at the end of the day, and Smith will capitalize on the free throw, and Iowa Lake maintains possession 55-47 here with 2:15 left to go in the game.
Tritons need a stop here, desperately.
Good move by Wedland there, and it will go. She is on fire today as they just made this a 10-point game with 2 minutes left. Iowa Central's going to need to lock down here.
11 of her 13 coming in the second half here.
And turnover for Iowa Central, as that was a good look. It's just kind of a little bit too far of a pass for her reach.
Between the technical foul and now the turnover in the bucket there by Wedland, you feel them kind of air being let out of the sails here for the Tritons.
Definitely, and Smith is dribbling up the court here as she gets a screen for her as Cross runs around a little bit. Smith looking to make something else happen here. She gets it to Wedland at the top of the key. Wedland makes another move. Will lose the ball, but it'll be out on Iowa Central. It will remain Iowa Lake's ball. Minute and a half here left in the game. It's still a 10-point game, 57-47. Iowa Lake's ball. Good pass by Resch over to Smith. Smith will be fouled, and she will head to the free throw line for 2. Smith will make the first of 2 free throws. And she will capitalize on the second one as well. 12-point game here, a minute and 24 seconds left. 59-47, Cummings dribbling up the court. She'll pass out to Cross. Cross gets it over to Engbrecht. Engbrecht gets it over to West, top of the key. She makes a move, decides not to shoot it, gets it over to Engbrecht. Engbrecht makes another move, good post move, but just misses off the front of the rim. And it'll be Iowa Lake's ball. Smith dribbling it up the court. Minute left here in the game. Resch passed it over to Wedland. Wedland kind of just dribbling out as much of the clock as she can. Smith.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Iowa Lakes, you don't even care if you violate the shot clock here.
Not at all. Wedland with a nice look there, just doesn't go, and a little too late for Iowa Central here as they'll look for the 3. Engbrecht, and just off the front of the rim. Cross can't get the rebound. Wedland will corral it, and about 1 second difference in shot clock and game clock here, as Iowa Lakes will dribble out the basketball for the most part here.
And a valiant comeback effort by the Tritons. Going to fall a little short, but you got to be proud of the guts and the grit that they played with the second half to come back to cut this thing to as little as 6 at one point.
And shot clock violation. Tritons will have about 1.4 seconds left here. Inbound it and call this one a game. Did a very good job trying to come back there after it was an 18-point game. The technical foul kind of hurt momentum a little bit there.
Yeah, it really did hurt momentum a lot. And Coach Kelly's going to come over here, give the official a piece.
Looks like he said that's on you.
And Coach didn't like the call. You know, I don't blame him. I mean, I could see it if he was, you know, he wasn't even talking to the officials either when he got that technical.
So I could
I could see it if, you know, he was out here going, you know, crazy on the officials, was out of the box. I get that. And most of the time, and I spent a little time, you know, as an official and as a coach, and I'll tell you, most of the time you're going to warn the guy if you're going to say anything the first time. And you give him a warning in that situation and probably don't have to deal with it again. He's going to be mindful of it. So I don't like the call at all, and I really don't like the situation where the call was made. That's my biggest issue is as an official, you're in control of the game, right? So you've got to understand the situations that are involved and the time and score of the ball game.
Yeah, that was a very tough, crucial time of the ball game to call that. So it is what it is. It was a 7-point game at the time. Who knows if they would have came back, but at the end of the day, it hurt momentum, and Iowa Central does lose.
59-47, falling by 12 here in the ball game. And looking at the scoring column here, leading the way for Iowa Lakes, looks like Sharice Smith had a big ball game for them. Double figures for her. She came in averaging 11, and today had well over 11. 19 for Smith to lead the way for Iowa Lakes. And then you've got Wedlin also, who was in double digits with 13 for Iowa Lakes, kind of leading the charge. And then over for Iowa Central, Isabel West leading the way offensively. Isabel with a nice game again in double digits for the ninth straight game here with 15. Jordan Engbrecht had a nice game offensively as well. Jordan with 18 for her. So all in all, pretty good effort for Iowa Central, I thought, here in the second half. The comeback was a gutsy effort. I think you got to be proud of that if you're Coach Kelly, but certainly not the result that he wanted. And I know he's going to be still fuming about that call, because you can tell that didn't sit well with him, and I don't blame him.
No, yeah, it definitely didn't sit well with him. He went basically right up to the ref after the game, so you can tell he was definitely thinking about the call.
And that's one of those that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, as a former coach, I've been in that situation where, technical on me late in the ball game has played a big difference. Now, I will say this. I don't feel like I deserved the one I got in that situation either that I'm talking about, but I was a lot more animated than Coach Kelly was in that situation. For him to get that one, what I did was a whole lot more warranted, even though I still didn't feel like I was necessarily should have gotten that one. But I feel for him, I really do, in that situation. That's a tough situation for him and for the Triton team. We've got the final scoring output here, individual scoring for Iowa Central. They finished with 47. We mentioned Isabel West with 15. Jordan Engbrecht leading the way with 18. Mardasia Cross with 7. Annie Cummins with 3. Leah Hall with 4. 2 for Cabrana Collins. For Iowa Lakes, led by Sharice Smith. Smith had 19. Was a game-high 19, 13 for Brianna Wedlin, 2 for Shanice Vaughn, 3 for Tasia Hayden, 8 for Beth Reese, 4 for Destiny Broussard, and 9 for Sapphire Coleman, for a total of 59. And the Iowa Central women fall in this one, 59-47. Let's take a break here. We'll get you transitioned for the men's game here in just a moment, as they'll take center stage, and the Tritons will look to avenge a loss to Iowa Lakes from earlier in the season. We'll do that when we return. This is the Triton Nation Network.
Welcome into Hodges Fieldhouse for the men's game between the Iowa Central Tritons and the Iowa Lakes Lakers. I'm Clayton alongside Rob Jones, looking to have an interesting matchup here as the 18-3 Iowa Lakes Lakers taking on the, I believe, 8-13 Iowa Central Tritons. So a big game here today for the Tritons to try and get a big win here on their home court.
That and try to avenge the loss too, Clay, from earlier in the season to Iowa Lakes.
Here's Adil Nasser with the ball. Gives over to Keck. Keck gonna fire a three, and he knocks it down. A big shot to open up the game for the Tritons.
Way to shoot the ball with confidence there for Javante, and it's good to see him get going early. He's going to be a key factor for the Tritons today, I believe.
For the Lakers, number 2, Brookins. His three is no good. Rebounded by the Tritons. Here's Kamamba down low. Gives over to Gibb, a wide open three. It's no good and rebounded by the Lakers. Here come the Lakers now. Here's Malcolm Clayton with the ball. He gives it over to Brookins for three, and he knocks that down to tie it back up.
They really shoot the ball well, does Iowa Lakes. They've got several guys shooting over 40% from three. 3 guys that start that do, and Brookins is one of them.
And Marquis Henry now with the ball. He'll shoot a little jump shot. He's going to get fouled on the play. An interesting lineup today for the Tritons. Kamamba into the lineup today.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're trying to go with some size here to kind of have a size advantage. Iowa Lakes really plays what you would consider to be 4 guards, really. Clayton kind of a wing guy, but they play, a smaller lineup with the exception of Cook in the middle. So I think the Tritons trying to put the 2 big men on the floor to try to offset that, give themselves a size advantage as Marquis Henry hits the first free throw.
Henry knocks them both down. He gives the Tritons a 5-3 lead. And here are the Lakers now on offense. Here's Brookins with the ball. He gives it over to Clayton. Down low, and a travel is going to be called on number 23, Peaks.
Keyshawn Peaks there with the travel. Good post defense by the Tritons. We'll see what they can do offensively here.
Here's Keck with the ball. Gives over to Henry. Henry back to Abdul Nasser. Over to Gibb. Henry trying to make something happen, trying to go inside, and he does, and he just can't finish.
A good take to the rim, though. Be aggressive, attack the bucket.
There's Malcolm Clayton with the ball. His shot is no good, rebounded by the Tritons. Here comes Henry with a burst of speed, gives over to Abdul Nasser. Down low to Keck, back out to Abdul Nasser for three, and that is no good, rebounded by Clayton.
And Harris has been a little inconsistent with the 3 all year and not really per se his game here.
Iowa Lakes moving the ball around. The jump shot is up and good for Peaks.
Peaks with a nice shot there from about 16. Now he's checking Keck on the other end here. A little bit of size advantage for Javante. Let's see if they try to go to it.
Here's Gibb with the ball. Keck trying to go inside, trying to make a move, but gets double teamed. Here comes Gibb trying to go inside, and they're going to call a foul on the floor on Clayton. And an interesting story with Malcolm Clayton, he's actually a Fort Dodge native right out of here. He played last year for the Dodgers.
Former Dodger here back home in his hometown, and Triton's looking to spoil his homecoming here today. Oh!
And a big block. Here's Clayton now with the ball. Gives over to Brookins. Brookins had a wide open three, didn't take it, but he gives it up for another three on the other side. And Boston Grimes with the three-pointer, it is good.
And there you see the ability to shoot the ball. Iowa Lakes loves to shoot that 3 ball, and a couple of guys that shoot it at a high clip, and Brookins and Grimes there.
Here's Keck. Gets the ball stolen by Brookins. Brookins could go all the way here, and he does. Here's Henry with the ball. Go to Keck, over to Gibb. Gibb over to Adil Nasser for a three, ball, and that's no good. Rebounded by the Lakers.
The Tritons don't want to get into a three-point shooting contest here. Need to be aggressive, try to attack the rim on the offensive end.
Brookins' three is no good. Rebounded by Kamamba.
Kamamba told Abdul Nasser there, slow it down, man. We're going a little too fast. Let me get down the floor. Let's set it up here.
Yeah, the pace of this game has been really fast so far. Both teams just pushing the ball and trying to get some points on the board. As Abdul Nasser's three is no good.
Abdul Nasser 0 for 3 from 3 here in the early going.
And there's a nice move there by Boston Grimes, able to go around his defender and in for an easy layup.
And there was no help rotation there by the Tritons, so he went unimpeded to the basket.
It's a 12-5 lead, a very quiet 7-point lead, though, for the Lakers.
It is, and they're doing what they do, getting up and down in transition, shooting the three ball, and then when you come out to try to guard that, they're going to go to the rim. Iowa Lake's checking in a couple of new guys. Tell me about the guys they've got in the lineup now.
Number 23, Peegs comes back in, and then number 3, Boston Grimes coming back in, I guess.
Alan Kikawaki is in, number 13, yes. And 4, Dylan Carlson now.
There's Gibb with the rebound. Then there's Abdul Nasser trying to get heated up here. He passes over to Keck. Keck will nail a three-pointer.
Devontae with a shot in rhythm there in the offense. Cham Dang in the game for the first time for the Tritons here today.
Yeah, there's Keck off the missed shot from the Lakers. Rebounds it, and here comes Abdul Nasser. Abdul Nasser trying to pass the ball up. He gives it in over to Gibb. Gibb gets in the lane easily and scores an easy two-pointer.
And that's a 5-0 Triton run and cuts the lead now to 2. And that's Andrew Gibb's game. He's a guy who's a slasher, loves to attack the basket there. Is really upper body strong. So when he's going downhill to the rim, he's hard to stop. And we saw him get going toward the rim downhill there, and that's his game. We'll see if we see more of that going forward here.
Yeah, Gibb very strong getting it to the rim. And the interesting thing is the person that's guarding him is Malcolm Clayton, so we got a 4-dodge matchup going on.
Yeah, Andrew Gibb, the St. Edmund product, and Clayton, a former Dodger here. A pupil of Tom Daniels going against a pupil of Coach Adolph Kokendorfer's here at Hodges Field House this afternoon.
Here's Clayton going up. Gets a screen there from Peegs. Lakers is moving around on the three-point line. Finds a wide open three and fires it for 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Dang. Here's Abdul Nasser now.
Good move.
Great move by Abdul Nasser. He's been haven't got it going from the three-point lane, but he is getting it going, trying to get it inside and getting it done for 2.
Yep, use the dribble and attack there.
And there's Malcolm Clayton answering with a three-pointer over the hand of Andrew Gibb.
Clayton's strong body guy, a couple of guys that can really get to the rim and bang, and Gibb and Clayton. A couple of substitutions here for Iowa Lakes.
Number 24, Xavier Evans, coming into the game, along with Josh English, number 15.
Iowa Lakes going deep on the bench in the early going here.
Here's Gibb over to Henry. Henry going to fire that for 3, and once again, we are tied up in this game.
Good kick and drive by Gibb. Good job of Henry to knock down the open J.
Here are the Lakers now. Number 24, Evans, goes down low to Carlson, and Carlson's going to get blocked by Dang, and a great block down on the post.
Cham with a good job there to come in and time that one, and the big man getting up there. You see the athleticism out of the big man, Cham Dang.
Yeah, he's really come on this semester. We didn't really see him a lot in that first semester, but now that it's the second semester, we're starting to see him a lot more in games. Here's Marquis Henry over to Keck. Keck going to fire at the end from 3, and he is on fire.
Yep, he's feeling it. 3 threes here in the first 7 minutes of the ball game for Javante.
Yeah, 18-15, Tritons up on top with 12:49 left here in the first half. And now here's Boston Grimes with the ball. Grimes looking to set it up, the offense. Gets the screen, and he's going to fire a long three-pointer, and that is no good. And Gibb able to come down with it. Tritons moving it up. Nice little move there by Abdul Nasser. Gives it down low to the big man, Dang. Back out to the 3, and here's Gibb inside, and he finishes. What a move.
Andrew Gibb, what I like to call weight room bucket, Clay, because that's how you get that bucket to go, spend that time in the weight room.
Yes, indeed. Three-pointer on the other end, though, is good. Dylan Carlson with a big 3 to quiet the crowd here in Hodges Fieldhouse. Abdul Nasser trying to go inside, but just can't finish as he was double-teamed. A really hard shot for him, but it almost went in.
Good help defense there by Iowa Lakes on the Abdul Nasser drive.
Here's Carlson over to Grimes. Grimes a 3-ball, no good.
Good job, Javante Keck there on the defensive rotation to challenge the Grimes shot.
Abdul Nasser gives it over to Dang at the three-point line. Over to Gibb, back out to Henry. Henry, and they will be a foul on Iowa Lakes. They're going to get Boston Grimes for his first.
Zach Folks in the game for the first time today for the Tritons, number 4, along with Arthur Weston, number 12. Jeremy Kambamba back in for the Tritons as well.
Yeah, a couple of guys in there as well, Folks and Weston. We also didn't see them a lot in the first semester, but now, second semester, we're starting to see them more as well. As Keck's shot got blocked there. Here's Weston over to Folks.
I've been impressed with the athleticism and length of Pigs. He's given up a little size, but really athletic.
And then what a move there by Folks. He is a breakout player for the Tritons. He's been an extra piece to help out this basketball team.
Yeah, it gives you some extra scoring off the bench you didn't have. Guy's been in double figures several times here since making his Triton debut in early January.
Here's Brookins. Gets the ball knocked away from him, and here's Evans for 3, and it's no good. Rebounded by Kamamba. Here comes Weston. Now trying to make some moves. Try to go inside. He'll do a little jumper from the free throw line, and that is good. 24-18, a 6-point lead here for the Tritons.
I like that from Arthur Weston. Instead of trying to go in there amongst the trees and force something at the rim where it was contested and congested in there, he pulls up for the short J.
Here's Carlson now at the three-point line. Gives it over to Kalinke, over to Brookins. Back out to Kalinke, down low, and we will have a foul called on Andrew Gibb, his first. Brookins will inbound for the Lakers.
Malcolm Clayton back in the game for Iowa Lakes here.
Down low, it gets tipped by Kamamba and then over to Gibb, and a steal for the Tritons. Here's Weston now. Over to Weston, still with the ball, gives it over to Keck. Keck tried to go inside, and he's going to get knocked down on the play. A little shaken up on that play, but he looks to be okay, as the foul will be called on number 23, Pigs.
Marquis Henry back in, and I really like what Weston's doing off the bench here. He's attacking the defense with the dribble, and I like what he's doing. He's opening up the floor for his teammates here.
Yeah. Here's Folks, though, into the rim, and he gets it, and one. Zach Folks.
Zach Folks is a guy who can score in a variety of ways, and Iowa Lakes has seen enough. They're going to take a timeout here. Tritons playing with a lot of confidence, Clay, up 26-18 here.
Yeah, Iowa Lakes is a really good basketball team. They're probably one of the top 3 teams in the whole conference. And, they come into Hodges Fieldhouse here and playing a really good Triton team when they feel like when they're up and down. It's been an up and down season all year for the Tritons.
Yep.
And then when they're up, they play really good basketball. But when they're down, it's just not happening the way they want it to go.
And, they're a better team at home, as a lot of teams are. They've been a better team at home all year and kind of playing kind of a little energy in the building here, playing with a little pep in their step at home. And, hey, that's college basketball. When you go on the road, it doesn't matter where you go and who you're playing. You better be ready to play because you're going to get their best shot at their building. So Iowa Lakes here a little bit sluggish to start, and the Tritons taking advantage of it, playing really good ball and really getting a lot of contributions. They've had 6 different guys score in the first 9.5 minutes of this game, 10.5 minutes, as we're at the 9:30 mark of the first half, and the Tritons lead 26-18 as Zach Folks can go to the line for a chance at 3 the hard way here.
Yeah, I noticed about the home crowd advantage for Iowa Central. Hasn't been a lot of good crowds, but today we have a really good crowd on our hands today, though. As Folks makes the free throw, it's a 9-point lead now for the Tritons. As Brookins lost the handle on it, able to give it out to Kalinsky. Kalinsky fires for 3, no good. Rebounded, offensive rebound by Carlson. And Peegs now with the ball. Gives it down low to Kalinsky, and Kalinsky finishes underneath the basket for 2.
Yeah, he did a good job of coming to the ball, make himself available there.
Here's Marquis Henry now with the ball, gives over to Folks. Back over to Henry. Henry going to fire a 3 ball. That's no good. Kamambo trying to save it, and he just comes up short.
And that was a good defensive possession for Iowa Lakes, specifically Kalinsky there. He got Marquis Henry on a switch and forced Marquis to shoot over the outstretched hand. You saw the size of Kalinsky there, about 6'6", kind of bothering the Marquis Henry shot.
Yeah. Kalinsky down low now, working on Kamamba. He had a nice move, but just too much on the shot, and Kamamba just standing there just blocking the shots, and now we have a kickball violation on the Tritons.
And that's what Kamamba's in there for, rebound and block shots, protect the rim, and he did a nice job of it there.
Yeah, and he adds some more height to this very small Iowa Central team. Bad pass there, able to be saved, though, by Brookins. As Brookins back over to Kalinsky. Kalinsky trying to go inside. A little bit of an awkward shot, but down low we have a battle for the ball, and they're going to call it a jump ball. A little bit of a really fast call on the jump ball. I didn't really see a lot of fighting for it.
It wasn't a lot of fighting, but Kamamba and the other guy there, Pigs did have hands on the ball at the same time. I kind of see why they would call it, just so the player.
Brookins tried the 3 to end the half at the buzzer, and it's no good. And at the half, the score is your Iowa Central Tritons 40, the Iowa Lakers 33, and a really good half for the Tritons, especially coming out here, being the underdog on their home court, really come out with some fire and some confidence and able to get a big lead against a really good Lakers squad.
Yeah, they really did, and one of the things I love is they play them with a lot of continuity on the offensive end here. You've seen several different guys contribute. They're moving the ball. They're using the dribble to attack and then kicking the ball out and getting looks in different spots for different guys here. As you look through the stat sheet here, 7 different Tritons in the scoring column here in the first half. So like what they're doing on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, a really good play by the Tritons, and then the Iowa for the Lakers, the Iowa Lakers. Brookins has really kept him in this ball game. He's really been on fire from three-point land and just really having his leadership keep them in this game for the Lakers.
Yeah, he's a guy who's a shot maker, can create for himself, can create for other people. He's got 13 to lead all scorers here at the half. And, a big part of this game for the Tritons as far as trying to put this one away in the second half and continue to build upon this lead is going to be one of the keys is going to be whether they can slow down Brookins a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to stop him. He's going to get his. He's a guy that is a tremendous scorer and is averaging 20 a game, but can you dig into him a little bit? If he's going to get his average, you want him to have to do it on a bunch of shots, take a lot of shots, be a volume shooter. Well, so far he hasn't taken a ton of shots to get to the 13. So the Tritons need to try to slow him down. Now, he's going to take his shots. What you want to do is contest all those shots the best you can and keep him from shooting in a comfort zone and being comfortable here in the second half. I think if they could do that, it bodes really well for the Tritons here to be able to continue to build upon this lead.
Yep. Well, we're going to take a break here on the Triton Nation Network for the halftime. Your score of the Iowa Central Tritons 40, the Iowa Lakes Lakers 33, and we'll be back for the beginning of the second half. Welcome back here to Hodges Fieldhouse for the Iowa Central Tritons taking on the Iowa Lakers. Once again, I'm Clayton alongside Rob Jones. Here we got a really good game on our hands as the Iowa Central Tritons looking to pull off the upset as they lead the Iowa Lakers 40-33 here in Hodges Fieldhouse.
Let's take a look here at the individual scoring. First for the Tritons, they've got a total of 40. Leading away, Javante Keck with 3 threes for a total of 9. Behind him, got a couple of guys with 8, Marquis Henry and Zach Folks off the bench with 8 as well. 7 for Andrew Gibb, 4 for Cham Dang, 2 for Arthur Weston, and 2 for Aris Abdul Nasser. For Iowa Lakes, Brookins leading the way, Justin Brookins with 13. Boston Grimes with 5, 4 for Kevin Cook, 3 for Malcolm Clayton, 3 for Carlson, 2 for Alan Kalicki, and 2 for Keyshawn Peggs.
As we look to get underway here in the second half, the Iowa Lakers will start out with the ball as Brookins gives it over to Grimes, over to Clayton. Clayton going to fire a jump shot along 2, and that is no good. Offensive rebounded by Cook, but that is no good. Rebounded then by Kamamba. Here's Abdul Nasser with Brookins guarding him. And Abdul Nasser over to Keck. And down low to Kamamba, back out to Abdul Nasser. And they're going to call a travel on Abdul Nasser.
And I think the Abdul Nasser call may be a make-up for the call against Keck that they didn't call for the travel, which the Iowa Lakes bench was wanting there.
Yeah, and Brookings now with the ball for the Lakers. Trying to go inside is Grimes, and a nice pass, though, down low to Cook, and a good bucket there for the Lakers to start out this half.
Good pick-and-roll play there, little ball screen motion for Grimes and Cook.
Here's Keck now trying to get it down low to Kamamba, and the Iowa Lakers are going to pick up a foul, and it'll go on Kevin Cook, his first.
Cook has given up some size to Kamamba here. That's 3 fouls for Kevin Cook, so he'll come out, and Kalicki will come back in for him.
Abdul Nasser will inbound it into Keck. And Gibb now with the ball. Back to Keck. And then almost a bad pass there over to trying to get it over to Henry. But Henry goes inside and he draws the foul on the Lakers. Believe they're going to get Boston Grimes on that.
Good job by Marquis Henry there. Good body control in terms of reaching back to make that catch on the pass and then able to get to the rim.
Henry will go to the line for 2 shots. His first one is up and good. Marquis Henry, the veteran of this Iowa Central team, he is one of the only very few players from last year's team to return this year.
Just 2 sophomores on the roster, Henry and Kamamba.
Yep, and Marquis Henry hits both of his free throws. It is now 42-35 early here in the second half. As Boston Grimes with the ball. His shot's going to get blocked by Kamamba, and then up ahead is Keck. Keck with a nice little move, and he's going to get fouled on the play, but the shot will not count. It will go on the floor. But what a great play, though, by Kamamba, using his size and just able to swat, and then the awareness, the vision to get it up to Keck and able to draw the foul.
And he's got good length, too, and he used that length there defensively, good timing. A guy who can block shots and rebound, that's kind of his role, and he does a good job there, triggered the transition. And Javante then with a nice little Euro step move gets himself to the line, hits 1 of 2.
Yeah, 1 of 2 on the attempts for Keck. It's now an 8-point lead for the Tritons.
And both Keck and Henry in double figures here with 10 apiece.
Here's Malcolm Clayton trying to get it. He gives it over to Grimes. And then back over to Clayton. Clayton going to fire a jump shot, and that shot is no good. As great defense, though, by the Tritons. And Abdul Nasser with the ball. He gets a set screen from Kabamba. And we're going to call a body foul on Peaks. And
Peaks didn't like the call there. He thought he was grabbed on the screen.
Yeah.
The double high ball screen there that they're using for Abdul Nasser to come around. The kind of way that Iowa Lakes is defending it is what you would call blitzing the ball screen, bringing the second man up and trying to double team the ball, and it's been pretty successful for them here.
Gibb now with the ball, gives over to Keck. Keck going to move it down low to Kamamba.
Good help by Brookins there.
Kamamba going to get double teamed now. And now Gibb trying to go inside but gets the ball knocked away from him by Clayton, and it will remain with the Tritons.
Now just 1 second on the shot clock here, so the Tritons have to be mindful of what's going on here. They're going to have to catch and shoot or tip it toward the rim.
There's Kamamba. Shot up and no good. Very little time left on the shot clock, and just nothing really you could have done about that.
Yeah, I don't think he was aware of the shot clock either there.
Yeah. Brookins going to let the ball roll a little bit, get more time of the possession. Here's Clayton over to Kalinke. Oh, and then over to Clayton. Clayton with the ball, almost a held ball there. And then Brookins now with the ball goes over to Grimes. Grimes' three-pointer is no good and brought down by Kamamba.
Good job by Henry to challenge the Grimes shot.
Keck on the other end. His three-pointer is no good. And now here comes Brookins. Brookins had a big first half and now gets a call for a carry there.
One of the few mistakes we've seen him make here thus far in the game. He's got 13, really kind of shouldered the load in the first half for Iowa Central.
Abdul Nasser will bring it up the court for the Tritons. He gives it over to Keck, down to Marquis Henry. Henry goes inside, and he is going to get fouled hard on the play by Grimes. And Grimes doesn't seem to like that call at all.
And neither does the coach here for Iowa Lakes either. That's going to be foul number 4 against Boston Grimes. And I think that the Tritons are seeing that they feel like they have a mismatch with Grimes on Henry, so they're going to try to take the ball to him, and now he's in foul trouble as a result as Carlson checks in for Grimes.
Abdul Nasser will inbound. He inbounds it into Keck. He passes it over to Gibb, over to Abdul Nasser. Abdul Nasser back out to Keck. And then Abdul Nasser, and we will have a offensive
foul on Kambaba there. Got him for a push-off underneath.
This game's starting to get a little physical. It has the feel of being more physical now as both teams trying to battle for a win here in Hodges Fieldhouse.
Yeah, getting a little bit, physical and a little heated here for both teams.
Clayton with the ball. Nice little move, trying to go inside. And the foul will be called on Gibb. And there's that matchup we've been talking about, the pair of Fort Dodge natives between Clayton and Gibb. And they've been going at it all night there as Gibb picked up the foul.
A couple of strong body guys like to take it to the rim here.
Here's
Good
Peaks.
job, Kambaba. Oh, I can't believe they called that a foul.
Yeah, that was a...
Wow, he was straight up.
Yeah, Peaks tried to go up, but then got able to try and get some body contact off of Kamamba, and that is a very questionable call, but it just didn't work out the way they wanted for the Tritons.
Third foul on Kamamba, and Dang's going to come in for him after this first shot here.
Yeah, with Kamamba now being in foul trouble, Dang, they're going to have to rely more on Cham Dang.
And that changes things here for the Tritons. I mean, Kabamba's a guy who's a rim protector. You can extend your defense when you've got a guy behind you like him that can challenge shots. So we'll see how that changes the complexion of the ball game.
As Peaks converts on his free throw. It's 43-37, 16 minutes left here in the second half.
6-point Triton lead here. Need to stay aggressive. Still playing rhythm.
Marquis Henry with a nice pass down low to Dang, but he gets knocked away, but then back out. And a
official timeout here, and I'm not sure why, but they're going to blow it dead.
Yeah, I'm very unsure of what the call was, but Iowa Central maintains the possession as Gibb has the ball over to Keck. Keck draws the foul, and that was great play there by Keck, able to draw the foul there. That's really a veteran move.
It is. Good instincts by him to use the ball fake and then lean in, get the foul there. Nice move by Javante. I like the aggressiveness, too, of him trying to use the dribble to free himself up.
Yeah, Keck's first free throw is up and good. Now it's a 7-point lead for the Tritons.
And we've got some new guys in the game here for Iowa Lakes. Xavier Evans checking in here for the Lakers.
Keck goes 2 for 2, and a timeout being taken by the Tritons. And a 8-point lead, 45-37 for the Tritons. It's been a really physical game throughout this second half, and both teams not going away quite just yet.
Yeah, Iowa Lake's not going to go away. They're going to play to the end here. And, you know, Brookins has not scored yet in the second half. So Triton's doing a better job on him here. They're doing a pretty good job of being active in terms of and aggressive on the offensive end of the floor here. And we'll see if they continue that. I would say, you know, my advice would be continue to attack when you get the opportunity. Let's go inside out. Let's try to attack the rim when we can. If they help, well, then we'll kick it out and shoot the ball off of the drive and kick, because that's a higher percentage shot. When you do that, it gives you more room that way. Defensively, the Tritons have been pretty good here all game long and pretty good in the second half. Just 4 points for Iowa Lakes so far in the first 4 minutes and 23 seconds. As we said, at 15:38 left to go in the ball game, and 45-37 Triton advantage here.
Yeah, both teams, though, have run into a little bit of foul trouble. I know Iowa Lakes, Grimes, he's got 4 fouls. Then a big one for the Tritons, Kamamba, is on the bench now with 3 fouls. So foul trouble could play a big factor in the remainder of this game.
It very well could, and Iowa Lake's a little deeper, so we'll see how that works out here.
Here's Brookings now with the ball. He's been very quiet throughout this second half so far, as Evans now with the ball back out to Brookings.
2-3 zone for the Tritons here.
Here's Carlson. Carlson down low to Peegs. Peegs gets his shot blocked, and he steps out of bounds, and some great defense down low to try and trap him underneath the basket.
Yeah, good job for Javante Keck and Cham Dang right there, helping in the interior there and taking that shot away.
Here's Abdul Nasser with the ball, gives it over to Gibb, back to Abdul Nasser, and a great pass down low to Chang, and Dang gets his ball swatted away by the Lakers.
Kaliki with the block there. Good job on the help rotation. And Triton's going to inbound it here under their own bucket.
Abdul Nasser will inbound once again. He inbounds it to Keck, over to Abdul Nasser. Abdul Nasser to Cham Dang, over to Keck. Keck has the hot hand, and he does. He knocks down another 3. Now 4 for 5 in this game from three-point range. He has had the hot hand all game long.
Javante's got a game high 15 here.
And now a turnover on the Lakers, and now Tritons will get the ball back. And some momentum starting to pick up now for the Tritons.
Now let's see if they can go on a little bit of a scoring run here and kind of break this game open here.
Marquis Henry now with the ball, gives it over to Gibb. And a kick ball will be called on the Lakers. Almost went into by the dance team.
Yes, it did. We're glad that they're okay there. Good reflexes by those young ladies down there from the dance team.
And now Henry off the inbound for 3. Gives it over to Dang. Dang gets the ball stripped from him by Carlson. It will remain with the Tritons.
Dang brought the ball down off the offensive rebound, and Carlson was able to strip at it. All you young players out there, young big men, keep that ball up high when you rebound it there and go straight back up with it.
Gibb with the ball gives it over to Henry. Henry passes it back out to Abdul Nasser. Abdul Nasser over to Gibb. Gibb goes inside, a nice move. Trying to go underneath the basket, but just cannot get it to go. And now here comes Brookins. Now with the ball going down low to Ilkilko, down to Kikawaka. And now we have a foul.
Officials are going to confer here.
And now they call it a jump
ball.
ball.
Call it a jump. And the Tritons are going to have it. Coach Hale not happy about that.
Yeah,
he thought that Kaleki reached in there against Javante Keck.
Yeah, you know, it's a really close call, you know. Either way, and one of the other coaches was not going to be happy on that call. And now here's Marquis Henry over to Gibb and over to Keck. And here's Adil Nasser.
Oh.
Tried to get to Gibb.
Almost found Andrew on the back cut there. Iowa Lake's now in a 2-3 matchup zone here, trying to switch it up defensively.
Yeah, you know, you know, with Adil Nasser, he's a great player. You know, he can really shoot the ball when he's hot. He can really get to the rim. But you know, he's a really big gambler when it comes to his passing skills. You know, he tries to make a big play when you really don't need to, and that's something he should be able to work on for the rest of the year.
Tries to thread the needle sometimes in traffic as he did there, and pretty good thought, just not the proper execution there. But a guy who's got good vision. You can tell the vision there with the way he attacks, and he's able to find guys. Zach Folk's going to check in for the Tritons. They'll send Cham Dang to the bench here, so Tritons getting a lot smaller here with a 4-guard lineup.
Here's Keck for 3, and there he goes again.
They got to get out there on him. He's feeling it. 18 for Javante.
Yeah, he's been unstoppable today for the Tritons, and he is the reason why they have a 14-point lead. And now Keck with a block, but they're right before the block.
Let's see who they get. Oh, they're getting Abdul Nasser for the foul on the body there.
Yeah, right before the shot went up, Abdul Nasser kind of got him on the arm a little bit before Keck was able to make that block.
I was going to say, I know they're not going to call that against Javante. There's no way.
Yeah, that was a great block, but just the foul was called right before it. And Brookings will go to the line.
That's his first point of the second half here for Brookings. So good job by the Tritons making adjustments on the defensive end. And he had 13 in the first half and 14 now, looking to build on that.
51-39 as Brookins makes the free throw, and he goes 2 for 2 from the line. And
full court pressure now for Iowa Lakes.
Yeah, that's really interesting for the Lakers, you know, trying to make a little more pressure on this Triton team. They're a very young team. Let's see what they could do with a little bit of pressure. Keck from the corner. Oh, really close. And now he finally misses one he's now 5 for 7 on the day.
They've got a run-out opportunity if they look up the floor.
Adil Nasser over to Keck. Over to Folks. Over to Adil Nasser. Adil Nasser gets the ball stripped by Carlson, and the Lakers able to maintain the turnover. And now the Lakers looking to get something going on offense as Brookins fires a deep 3, and it is no good. Rebounded by Evans. Evans goes inside, gets fouled, He'll go to the line 4-2.
Pretty good job by Abdul Nasser there, though, to give the foul so that he doesn't give up the easy 2. And there's some jawing back and forth between Henry and Evans.
Yep. Evans trying to plead his case about the foul. And now the officials are going to have a little discussion at midcourt.
think there's going to be a technical foul. There will be.
Yeah, a technical foul on. They're going to be a technical foul on, I believe. I think they're going to give it to the Lakers, I believe. I don't know quite who the number was, but.
Well, judging on the fact they put 2 in front of it, it had to either be Evans or Peggs, and I would say Evans because he was caught up in the jawing with Henry. So Andrew Gibb to the line to shoot the tees here.
Yep. Gibb, though, really good free throw shooter. Misses his first one. And he will also make the second one. 52-39, 12:04 left in the second half. And now they're going to have Evans now
shoot his free throws after the foul call. 12:05 left, and the Tritons still with a double-digit advantage here at 52-39.
Evans' first free throw is up and good.
Arthur Weston, number 12, back in for the Tritons as Abdul Nasser will take a seat.
And now Evans will make the second one as well. 52-41, 11-point lead for the Tritons as Weston brings it up. He gives it over to Folks, over to Gibb. Gibb trying to go inside, a nice move, but there was a little bit of contact on that play. Could possibly have been a blocking foul. Coach Helly was looking for a foul on that last play, and now we have a foul on the other end. And that will go on the Tritons. Another back-to-back questionable calls for the Tritons.
Yeah, coach doesn't like it. The bench is upset as well here on that. And I thought it was a missed call again on the Gibb drive for sure.
Carlson with the ball gets a little pressure from Henry. And now inside goes Evans, and Evans goes right back to the rim, and now the Lakers have cut it to single digits. It's 52-43, and now we have a blocking foul called on Carlson.
And Triton's going to have to be strong with the ball against Iowa Lake's pressure. I would imagine Iowa Lakes is going to pressure the rest of the game to try to create turnovers and get back in it. So decision-making, being strong with the ball, going to be of paramount importance in this last 11 minutes here of the ball game.
Zach Folks will go to the line for a 1-and-1. And he will convert on the first one, and he'll get another chance at the line.
You like the way he shoots the ball. He's got good motion, good mechanics. Knocks them both down. He's got 10 on the game now. 3 Tritons at double figures.
Yep, and we now have a timeout taken by the Tritons. Really physical. Still been physical all game. The Lakers have been trying to get back in this game, but ever since the Lakers tried to get it back into it, the Tritons always have seemed to find an answer on offense.
They have. They've responded and kind of answered the call, and that's what you have to do when you've got a team the quality of Iowa Lakes. You've got them on the ropes. They're going to make runs. They're not going to go away for sure. If you're the Tritons, you're going to have to weather those runs, weather that storm, continue to play aggressive, continue to move the basketball and attack the rim, and they've done that so far. The question now just remains, can they do that for the last 11 minutes and 24 seconds here?
Iowa Lakes will have the basketball.
5 on the floor for the Tritons. Weston, Keck, Folks, Gibb, and Henry here.
Brookins has the ball, goes down low to Preggs. Preggs gets his own board, and just like that is back to single digits, 54-45. Here's Henry now with the ball, goes it over to Folks.
Double team here at the top by Iowa Lakes.
Weston with a nice pass to Gibb.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Gibb with the reverse layup, and even another missed call potentially, as Gibb was shoved really hard on that play as Carlson looks to answer, and he gets nothing but air. And now here come the Tritons looking to still push it over to Henry. Henry with
nice
a little
ball fake.
Pump fake goes inside, just can't finish. What a pump fake, though, there by Henry.
Yeah, it's a hard finish right there on that floater in traffic like that, but good job by Marquis to get himself free by using the ball fake.
Pegs goes down low, and it gives it back to single digits.
They're going to have to get a body on him, kind of clear him out of the lane. He's going to score. He catches it that close to the hoop.
Folks over to Keck, back to Weston, over to Gibb. Gibb thought about shooting it, but he's going to get called for the travel.
He and I both thought that he left 1 foot on the ground there, but the official disagrees.
Yeah, you know, he was really covered as well. You know, there was a little bit of pressure from his defender, so a really tough call there by the officials.
0 Malcolm Clayton, 3 Boston Grimes, and 15 Josh English check back in for the Lakers. And Grimes has the 4 fouls, so maybe go at him if you're the Tritons.
There's Malcolm Clayton to the rim and one. The Fort Dodge native will go to the line.
Former Dodger, played right here down the road at senior high, and Dodger gym there for Coach Tom Daniel. He's got hoop in the arm and a chance at 3 the hard way here. There's Abdul Nasser back in now for Marquis Henry.
Clayton's free throw is up and no good. It's 56-49 with less than 10 minutes left here in the second half. Here's Weston. Weston almost got it stripped. Gibb able to find Abdul Nasser, and then Weston over in the corner for a 3 ball. No good, and rebounded by Clayton. Here's English now with the ball. Gives it over to Clayton. Clayton
There's
with
a mismatch with Weston guarding Pegs underneath.
Clayton being guarded by Keck. Pump fake there by Grimes. Grimes goes inside, and what a move by Boston Grimes. And just like that, it's 5-point lead now for the Tritons.
Iowa Lake's making a push here. Triton's going to have to get something going. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Hale doesn't call a timeout here. Trying to get his guys organized.
Weston Jr. now with the ball. He gets his pocket picked by Grimes, and now here come the Lakers. Clayton down low to Pegs, and Pegs inside, and it's a 3-point game, 1-possession game. And now the Lakers bench is telling them to keep in that full court press as Abdul Nasser and a timeout called by Coach Helly and the Tritons. Yeah, the Tritons with their defense, they've been really struggling now on the defensive side, and then they've been really getting that pressure from the full court press, and not a lot going right now for the Tritons.
Yeah, and you know, Iowa Lake's taking the ball to the bucket on the offensive end too. Pegs has been able to score around the bucket. He's now got 8 here in the second half after having just 2 in the first, so they're going to have to cut down on the penetration, protect the rim a little bit better here on the defensive end, and continue to be aggressive here on the offensive end. You know, a little bit of some deficiencies for the Tritons starting to show in terms of the half-court offense here, and, you know, just missing on some open shots here. I think you got to get organized. You got to get guys in there who are strong on the offensive end. I want to see, you know, Folks and Henry and Keck and all these guys together, and I think that's probably what we're going to see late here in the ball game down the stretch. And, of course, Iowa Lakes now with Grimes back on the floor. He had that beautiful circus move there on the layup, and he's got 4 fouls. So he's the guy, if I'm Coach Hale, that I'm going to try to challenge here on the defensive end.
Yeah, he's really had the hot hand as well for the Lakers. He's really the main reason why they have cut this lead to 3.
Him and Pegs have kind of been the keys to it.
Here's Abdul Nasser over to Keck. Marquis Henry now. Oh, back to Keck. Over to Gibb. Gibb to Folkerts. Josh Folks, excuse me. Misses his three-pointer, and it is no good.
You know, no Tritons crashing the board at all on that attempt.
Brookins turnaround jumper, no good, and then A offensive rebounded by Kikiwaki.
And he's going to go to the line for 2 here. And they're going to run Kabamba back in here. Try to help on the defensive boards here and shot blocking.
Yeah, Kamamba, he's been out for a great part of this second half. We haven't really seen him out there. Now he's coming back in. He's got 3 fouls, so he's still got 1 to give before he really starts getting into real serious foul trouble.
That's why he comes back. They're going to give Andrew Gibb a break here. Get him a blow there and let him come back in here to finish this thing. Both free throws good for Kaliki.
It's a 1-point game now as the Tritons are reeling here as the Lakers looking to push it. And there's Kamamba. It was a great pass there by Marquis Henry. Kamamba lost the handle on it a little bit, but they are able to call a foul on the Lakers. And now Kamamba will go to the line, and he'll have a 1-and-1 opportunity for the Tritons.
Big free throws upcoming here. And it'll be 2 shots there as he was fouled in the act on the way up. So second free throw for Jeremy here. And that's one of the detriments of having him in the lineup late is he's not a really good free throw shooter.
Yep.
That could come into play.
Yeah, but he's able to get the second one, though. And 57-55, 2-point game as the Tritons looking to get a stop here on defense. Here's Grimes now over to Clayton. Grimes now with the ball. Back to Brookins. Brookins looking to set up the offense a little bit. Brookins trying to go inside, and they
call him for a carry.
Yeah, they will call it the carry, and that bucket did go in. It would have been a tie ball game if that call would have standed, but in the end, it will be Triton basketball. And the Iowa Lakes Lakers coach.
Oh, he's out of the box too. We're gonna call a technical in the middle of the game since he's out of the box.
Yeah, for sure. And Folks' shot is no good, but he was fouled in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Actually, it'll be Kabamba going to the line as the foul was on the rebound down there. So Jeremy back to the line here. And he'll go, it'll be double bonus, I think, the rest of the way. I thought it would be. Okay, they changed it. So double bonus rest of the way for the Tritons here. See if they can convert.
Mamba's first free throw is up and good, 58-55 with 7:22 left here in the second half.
I think Jeremy heard me, and he's going to prove me wrong by knocking his free throws out, I hope, here. When I said he wasn't a great free throw shooter, there he goes.
Yeah, and now he goes 2 for 2 from that trip.
Hey, prove me wrong every time, big man.
59-55. Here is Grimes. Gets it over to Clayton. Clayton back over to Grimes. Grimes down low to Clayton. And the ball is knocked out of bounds and it will stay with the Lakers.
7:07 left in the ball game. Tritons with a 4-point lead, trying to put this one away here.
And a nice pass there. But Pegs, but Keck is there for the block, and he's been clutch all night for the Tritons.
Get that shot out of here, says Javante Keck.
Keck over to Kamamba. Kamamba with a nice little spin around jumper, and that is good.
That's an added bonus when you get the wheel and deal by Jeremy Kamamba in the lane. He's feeling it.
Here's Brookins, and he's going to get fouled on the play by Adil Nasser.
And now all of a sudden, the officials calling the game tight. It's almost like in the last 2 minutes, it's been every bump is going to be a whistle, whereas they were letting them play prior to that. So, that's inconsistency. You have to try to figure out a way to deal and adjust to that for both teams on the defensive end of the floor.
Brookings' first free throw is good. 61 to 56. 5-point lead here for the Tritons as Brookings about to attempt his second free throw. And his second free throw is also up and good, 61-57.
Full court pressure again here for Iowa Lakes. They're going to try to deny the inbound pass.
Marquis Henry gets a great look, and then Folks for three, and it's no good. That would have been a big shot for the Tritons.
I think Coach probably would rather than be a little bit more patient there. Get that shot later in the shot clock.
Yep, and then they're able to force the turnover.
Good job by Kambamba.
Here's Keck now with the ball. Almost gets fouled on the play. Here's Folks now over to Kamamba. Now back to Abdul Nasser. And then Kamamba on a nice pick and roll there, but just cannot find him. And now here comes Peggs. Peggs to the rim and is no good.
What a rebound by Kambamba.
Kamamba now, and now we will have a foul on Peggs.
Uh-oh, and there's some jawing back and forth.
And now we have a technical foul on the call. I think they're almost a double technical almost.
Let's see who they have.
I think they got 23 Peggs for our technical. I think they're also getting Kamamba as well.
Double technical, it looks like. That'll be 4 on Kambamba here, so he's got to be careful there. And double technical, and then the reach foul against Peggs. So what we should have here would be, if the double technicals, they'll offset, and then the foul was against Peggs, so then Iowa Central should shoot the free throws for that. And the officials conferring here. Something tells me that they're not going to get this right, because it is kind of a lot going on, a lot of confusion. Well, they will get it right here. They will. Normally in a double technical situation, what you would do is you would go to the possession arrow. Well, in this situation, you had the foul occur before the double technical. Therefore, the double technical's offset, kind of like penalties in football, and then the foul is assessed, and you shoot the 2 free throws. So they do get it right there. Credit to the officials. I've seen them get it way wrong in this situation in my time prior.
Kamamba, though, at the line, his first free throw is no good.
And Gibbs going to check in for Kambamba here if Jeremy makes the free throw.
Kamamba's second free throw is also no good, so 61-57, an empty trip there for Kamamba. Here's Grimes. Grimes for a big three-pointer, and that is good. 1-point basketball game here, 61-60. Abdul Nasser over to Keck. Keck had the hot hand all day, and he got it to go.
He answers the call. Javante with a big three, 21. He's got a game high.
64-60 with 5:07 remaining.
Javante Keck now has made 6 threes in this ball game.
Peggs downloaded Kikwonki, and then Grimes trying to answer him back, but then he's going to get fouled by Marquis Henry.
And that's one that'll drive a coach crazy to foul a jump shooter. And not only do you foul a jump shooter, but it's one of your guys, your veterans, one of your guys you're counting on to kind of make the heady play here that makes a crucial mistake.
3 free throws for Grimes.
Grimes has 4 fouls too, so you want to try to go at him on the other end of the floor if you can.
He makes the first attempt, 64-61. 4:55 left here in the game. Grimes hits another one, 64-62, and Andrew Gibb will come in for Kamamba.
Grimes has 11 points now on the night, and he's averaging 10, so above his average here. Make that 12.
Grimes goes a perfect 3 for 3 from the line. It makes it a 1-point game as the full court pressure comes from the Lakers. And the pass is almost deflected by Grimes. And here comes Folks. Folks over to Keck. And here's Abdul Nasser looking to slow the pace down. If you're the Tritons here, you're looking for a slower pace here. Keck over to Henry. Henry almost lost it, but here comes Folks. Folks loses the handle, and they're going to call a charge on Folks.
And that was a bang-bang play, and Coach Hale saying the guy slid in late, and maybe he's right, but I credit Iowa Lake's getting that call to the way their coaches really worked the officials the entire time in the second half.
Yeah, 64-63. Here comes like a little bit of the crowd. Crowd starting to get into this game, and here comes Iowa Lakes, and Iowa Lakes has taken the lead for the first time in this game since the early part of the first half.
Yep, and they've got all the momentum here.
Yep, as Abdul Nasser gives it down low to Folks, and Folks gives the lead right back to the Tritons, 66-65, and they're going to get an and one as well. They called a foul.
A good pass from Abdul Nasser. A good job there by the Tritons to continue to weather the storm and kind of stay composed, because it's easy to fall apart when you lose a lead like this. But a good job by them to find Zach Folks underneath there, and a good job from a composure standpoint.
67-65, the Tritons have regained the lead, and they have a slight 2-point lead as Brookins, he's been a really good player for the Lakers today, but he's been shut down the entire second half. And there's a play there by the Lakers. Malcolm Clayton sets up Alan Kikiwaki for a 2-pointer, and the game is up by 2, is tied at 67.
Kikiwaki with 2 back-to-back big buckets for the Lakers. He's got 8.
Keck is fouled, but they will go on the floor. So Keck will go to the line for, I believe, 2 free throws.
Yep, double bonus for both teams the rest of the way here. All knotted up at 67. Crunch time, 3.5 minutes left. Javante, big free throws upcoming.
Keck can't hit the first one. He's been hot all night from 3-point range. He's looking good from the free throw line after that first attempt, but he's got another attempt here to try to give the Tritons a 1-point lead. Keck, second free throw is good, though. A 1-point lead for the Tritons. Here's Brookins. Brookins tried to go inside. He lost the handle, and it will belong to the Tritons.
Iowa Lake's going to pick up the full court pressure again here. Folks is going to throw it in, and they're going to put Abdul Nasser and Henry up by the ball here.
Abdul Nasser gets the ball off the inbound. He gets double teamed, but he's able to find Henry.
Oh, dangerous pass from Gibb.
Here goes Folks. Folks inside, and he gets it to go. 70-67.
Folks with 15 off the bench here for the Tritons.
Here's Evans, gives it back out to Brookins. Brookins gonna fire a Hail Mary, and it's no good.
Tritons can make it a 2-possession game here, and they're gonna call a timeout. They'll call a timeout, try to get the play they want here coming out of the timeout. 2:50 left, and we've got a thriller here with the Tritons hanging on to this 3-point lead right here in Hodges Fieldhouse, looking to pull an upset on Iowa Lakes. I mean, Clay, Iowa Lakes 18-3 on the season here, so this would kind of send shockwaves around the ICCAC conference if the Tritons can knock them off right here.
Yeah, they're up by 3 right now, and the thing is with the Iowa Lakes, they're a top 10 team. They're probably a top 10 team in this league, and they're probably the second best team in the conference, right behind DMAC. So this would be a really good momentum, like a really good boost for this young Iowa Central team to come at home, get a big win against a top 10 team.
And you talk about depth in this league. DMAC is nationally ranked and a tremendous team with a chance to make a deep run toward the national championship.
Yeah.
You talk about Iowa Lakes; they're a quality basketball team, 18-3. Kirkwood, is another really good basketball team. So got a lot of depth here. And as I said, it's college basketball. There's no days off, especially when you're on the road conference play. You got to bring your A game every time.
Yep. There's no guarantees at all in college basketball. You just got to play every game. You're not going to go into any arena thinking you're going to win. You got to come in and you got to show that on the court. Abdul Nasser has the ball. He's getting guarded heavily there by Brookins. Over to Gibb. Back to Abdul Nasser. Abdul Nasser, two-pointer is no good. And here rebounded by Xavier Evans. And here comes Grimes. Back out to Evans. Over to Clayton. Down low to Brookins. Brookins looking to back down. And Brookins with a little bit of an awkward shot. And they're fighting for it down low. And Gibb able to come up with it.
Andrew using that upper body strength, snatch that rebound down.
Abdul Nasser in the corner. Gets the ball stolen away, and here comes Grimes. Lays it in. 1 point game. 2 minutes.
Dangerous pass right there across the
less
floor.
than 2 minutes remaining, and another steal by the Lakers, and goes inside. And just like that, the Lakers have the lead 71-70. And two really bad turnovers there by the Tritons, and that just kills right there.
Yeah, it does. It certainly changes the momentum. Now the question is, can they maintain the composure? They turn it over again.
Tritons looking to really playing really fast. They're not really playing at a slow pace, but Iowa Lake's going to call a timeout now. Just really bad instincts there by the Tritons. They were looking to push it a little too fast, and it just really didn't work out for them too well.
Yeah, trying to force some things as well there. And, that's what you have sometimes when you have such a young basketball team, this many freshmen. You're going to have some lapses in judgment and some issues with decision-making on the floor. Unfortunately for the Tritons, it comes at a really critical juncture here. But on the bright side, it's not over with. Let's get a stop right here. You get a stop, 1:25 left, trailing by 1. The biggest thing here for Coach Hale is to continue to let these guys know that it's not over. There's a lot left. You can go out here and make some plays down the stretch and change this ball game. This is where players have to make plays in big situations here. And if they can get a stop here and then get back down the floor, get something going. I want to see them go to Javante Keck here. Let's try to get Javante going with something, maybe coming off a screen, see what we can do there, maybe in a pick and pop with Zach Folks.
Yeah, you could even, I think even Kamamba, if they can even put Kamamba come back in, just try to get a big man down there just to play some defense down low and try to get it some more height, maybe get Doe down low for an easy 2-point basket.
And they won't bring Kamamba in. They'll stay with the same guy, the 4-guard lineup, and Keck. So it'll be Folks, Henry, Abdul Nasser, and Gibb, and Keck for the Tritons. For the Lakers, Kikwaki has had a nice stretch run in the second half. Grimes, Brookins, Evans, and the Dodger native, former Fort Dodge Dodger, Malcolm Clayton.
Yeah, before they continued play, there was actually a delay of game penalty warning on both teams.
Oh,
so
okay.
Very interesting.
Coming out of the timeout late here.
Here's Brookins, gets around Keck, and a nice pass inside the pegs, 73-70. And just like this, the Iowa Lakers are back on top. And if you're the Tritons, you have to get adjusted to being back down. You have to play from behind. And there's Folks able to answer 73-72 because they were down. They were up for most of this game, and just like that, they had a 4-point lead, and then all of a sudden they lost it. So now you got to get that mindset back to where you were down in this game and try to come back and fight and win this game.
Well, one of the big things they're going to have to do on the defensive end is keep Brookins out of the lane here. He's driving, kind of spreading things out, driving, and then drawing the help. And when he draws the help, he's going to dish it off. We've seen that several times now to Xavier Evans. Evans having a big game off the bench for the Lakers. He's got now 10 points, and 9 of them coming in the second half of play here.
Iowa Lakes will have the ball, 73-72, 55 seconds remaining in the game. And we have a ball game here, here in Hodges Fieldhouse.
Down the stretch we come. Let's see. Triton's going to try to play defense here. This is a huge possession on the defensive end for the Tritons. And Iowa Lake's going with a 1-4 set here, Clay, and they're going to run a man out for a little ball screen game here.
Yep. Here's Brookins. Fires a rainbow shot. He's able to get his own board. Marquis Henry will get the jump ball.
And they'll call jump, so the Lakers will have it on the possession arrow. Tritons will have it after this.
Good heads up though play there though by Marquis Henry. And now they have a collision down low, but the Lakers didn't realize it, that they're going to look and set up the offense here. There's a 7-second difference between the shot clock and game clock here. Grimes just looking to dribble it out, and they're going to take a last-second shot here.
Brookins. Stay with him.
And Brookins is going to get fouled.
They bailed him out on a foul.
.6 seconds left. A 1-point lead for the Lakers. Brookins will go to the line. Even if Brookins makes both free throws, the Tritons will still have a chance to tie it up.
And Marquis Henry doesn't like the call here. Brookins will go to the line. A little under 8 seconds here.
Yeah, Lakers have everybody back on offense for defense.
Yeah, that's smart. You don't want to risk a foul when you double bonus time either.
Brookins hits the first. It's a 2-point basketball game. Reminder is there's 7.6 seconds remaining. Plenty of time though to get a shot off and get a chance to tie it, or possibly even take the lead here. Brookins gives a 3-point lead for the Lakers. 7.6 seconds. Plenty of time for the Tritons to even get a shot off here. They're going to obviously look for the 3-pointer.
Sure.
You know, who do you think who should take it?
Keck.
Yeah.
Keck or Folks are the guys I would try to go to first.
Yeah, you know, but the thing with going to Keck is I think Iowa Lakes, you know, they're realizing that Keck has had the hot hand all game. They're probably going to keep a close eye on Keck. I'd say maybe give it to Folks here. Folks is a really good 3-point shooter. I trust him to hit that 3-pointer.
Yeah, you know, Marquis Henry probably would be your third option here. I'm not sure if maybe you go with one of the guys off the bench to come in as an extra shooter here because they're probably gonna play off of Abdul Nasser a little bit, a guy who's not really known to make threes and hasn't made one today. So, you know, they may play off of him some. So I would look for Keck first. Here's the thing. I think you can get it to Javante because if you put a guard on Javante, he can shoot over the top here. I imagine they're going to put Kikwaki on him here and try to take him away. I mean, he's obviously, everybody in the gym, I think, knows he's the number one option as he's got 22 in the game and made 6 threes already.
Here's Folks right here. Loses the handle on it. And it will remain with the Tritons. 2.6 seconds remaining. Still a little bit of time to shoot. It will have to be a catch and shoot, I imagine, here for the Tritons.
You may get 1 or 2 dribbles, but that'll be it. Less than 3 seconds here. Need to try to find somebody off the inbound or go back to the inbounder. They're going to go to Keck.
Keck for 3. Ow. Keck almost fouled. I
thought he probably was as he went to the ground there.
Yeah, Coach Chad Helly, he was looking for the foul, and I guess the game is over.
And that'll be the ball game. And you know the Triton coaching staff not at all happy with the officiating down the stretch here. Certainly some questionable calls, and you know it's kind of a heartbreaker because the Tritons had every opportunity in the world to win this game and led the game even by double digits for most of the game. So a really tough loss here, but for a young team and experience, where you can build off of, because there's a lot of positives, and also one that you can point to, hey, in the future, you got to do this to be able to close out games and close out good teams like Iowa Lakes. And let's give Iowa Lakes all the credit in the world. They battled. They never got out of their character. They never got away from their game plan, and they continued to play hard. They battled the entire game, and they made the plays that you have to make down the stretch to win a game like this.
Yeah, it was a great game for the Tritons, though. They led most of this game. Just slipped down the stretch. Only lost by 3. I think if they can play like they did all throughout this game, just come out and play like that for the rest of the season, I think they can really come out and win some more games and even get a good chance to even get into that, try to get a good seed in the tournament.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, the way they played today, I think, will translate into a lot of wins against other teams in this conference, because Iowa Lakes have now 19-3. Very quality basketball team, and ranked pretty highly. So, it's one of those where if you can take and bottle that and continue to play and build on that, if you're the Tritons, you've got an opportunity to win a lot of games down the stretch here.
Yeah, it was just a tough loss, though, for the Tritons, but the thing that a lot of people are going to want to take away is the officiating. There were some bad calls down in the officiating, but the thing with officiating is, it's a tough job, you have to be aware all the time, of what's going on. There was a couple missed calls, but it's about those missed calls, how you respond to that.
Well, it is, and what you always say is, don't put yourself in that position.
Yeah.
You make some plays with that 10-point lead here and there, or you make some plays down the stretch, and you're not going to put yourself in that position. So I agree. Now, I do think that there certainly were some inconsistencies, I think, is what was frustrating for Coach Hale here today, was just how inconsistent the officiating was, because there were stretches in the game where it was really physical. They were letting them play. And then there were stretches in the game where, every bump was a foul. And, and so it's hard to adjust to that. I mean, and then when you're changing that as the game goes along, like how do you adjust your style of play to that? It's almost like, mood swings, so to speak, in the officiating there. So I can understand his frustrations of where he's coming from. And I know that he not only did he not like the foul call down here on this end where Brookins got fouled, but he didn't like the no call when Javante Keck went to the floor here on the final 3, which was a really tough shot anyway there. So all in all, though, I can understand where he's kind of coming from with those frustrations.
Yeah, Javante Keck, though, he had an unbelievable game, a breakout game for him, the young freshman, and, had 21 points.
22, actually. He finishes with a game-high 22 here, knocking down 6 threes on the way for Javante, a new Triton career high for him with 22. And, he's a guy that he's a versatile guy at 6'7", can step out, shoot the basketball, fluid, can pretty good at challenging shots, uses his length pretty well. Guy who has a bright future not only here in the Triton uniform, but I think at maybe the Division I level as well. There's a few things he needs to work on, Clay. One would be, he needs to be a little bit more comfortable with handling the ball. Yeah. He doesn't put it on the deck a whole lot and create a lot for himself. He would need to work on that and probably work on just getting stronger a little bit for the Division I level. But, you love the fact that at 6'7", he can shoot the ball the way he does. Very nice touch. He's very fluid, and he's also long, and he's got good timing on the defensive end. So a lot of attributes for him there and going forward. He's a guy who I think can have a really bright future in the game of basketball going forward.
Yeah, and then there was also a couple of things I noticed. There was a couple players missing tonight for the Tritons. Number 14, Jeremiah Hurst, was out tonight, and number 44, I believe, DeMonte Gall.
Yeah,
was also out as well.
I did notice that Hurst was not here, and he's a guy that kind of he may have thrived in a game like this, and the reason why, because from a personnel standpoint, Iowa Lakes is very much built with those type of players. You look at a guy like for Iowa Lakes, Keyshawn Peggs and Xavier Evans and Jeremiah Hurst, basically the same body type, same type of athlete as those guys. So you wonder how much he would have been able to help the Tritons here tonight. I've got the individual scoring here, Clay, as we get ready to wrap things up. Let's take a look at that. First for the Tritons as they fall 75-72. Javante Keck with a game-high 22. 3 Tritons in double figures. Of course, Keck with those 22 points. And then Zach Folks with 17 off the bench. Marquis Henry with 10. 4 for Andrew Gibb here tonight. Andrew well below his average in this game today. 4 for Cham Dang. 5 for Jeremy Kambamba. 2 for Aris Abdul Nasser. 2 for Arthur Weston as well for a total of 72. For Iowa Lakes, they've got a total of 75, leading them Justin Brookins. They had 4 players in double figures in this game, and then they had they had 3 guys in double figures and 5 guys with 9 or more. Brookins with 19, Boston Grimes with 15, 10 for Keyshawn Peggs, Xavier Evans with 9 off the bench, 9 for the Fort Dodge native Malcolm Clayton, 8 for Alan Kikwaki, 3 for Dylan Carlson, 6 for Kevin Cook. And Iowa Lakes, had a lot of balance and versatility. If you look at their lineup, they had guys come off the bench and contribute in this game, and they had 8 guys score. Tritons had also 8 guys score in this one, but bench production, other than Zach Folks for the Tritons, the bench production a little bit lower than normal here, and Iowa Lakes had a good effort off their bench. When you look at guys like Evans and Kikwaki and those guys, and the contributions of production that they had in the ball game.
Yeah, a great game overall today by the Tritons. A lot of positives to build off of them, and then Iowa Lakes able to come back after losing for most of this game, being down. They able to come up big in the stretch and able to get the big win on the road, and a great momentum boost for them as they go deeper into their play, and even could have a deep run in the tournament as well.
Yeah, and there's a reason why they've won 19 games on the season, and that's one of those reasons is they know how to make plays in situations like that. They never get out of character or lose their composure. When they're down, they keep playing together, keep playing strongly, and a big part of that is having a calming presence and a veteran point guard in Justin Brookins who can keep those guys kind of engaged and keep them aligned and set them up in the half court the way that they need to be set up. And when he needs to, late the shot clock, can call his own number and get a bucket for himself. So, that's a big part of that.
Yep. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today. I've been Clay Lenz. He's been Rob Jones. We'll see you next time here on the Triton Nation Network. Once again, your final score, the Iowa Central Tritons 72, the Iowa Lakes Lakers 75. We'll see you next time here on the Triton Nation Network.